And I was just like, I'm so not ready to do this, and yet here we are.
Excitement, but here we are, like, I guess we gotta get through with it.
Yeah.
Extreme rates for no man.
Oh, no, the little green lights on my camera. Does that mean we're on?
I think it
Does that mean we're
are
on?
we
Is
on?
that what was that what the countdown was about? They were telling
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, no.
But, you know.
That was an update.
Yeah, where am I?
I just wanted to give y'all a good audio intro to explain that this is going to be ridiculous. Welcome, everyone, to the Cauldareen Chronicles. Hello, how are you all doing? I see y'all in the chat. I can see some of that, and I am very happy to be here with these fine people. Tonight's night one. Guys, 50 viewers right off the bat. You guys are amazing.
Red Queen
what a way to start. Thank you. Raid from the Red Queen. You are, Red, you are beautiful and wonderful with 21. Thank you. Folks, this is the beginning of a campaign. You are dropping in on night one. It is the place to be, and let's give you a show worth watching. But before that, because it is night one, we're going to do a quick check-in introducing all of our wonderful players. I'm going to do it based on screen order here, and then we're going to tell you a few quick announcements. Actually, I'll do the announcements about the channel first. That way we can dive on in to the rest of everything. Thanks so much for the raid, and thank you for the follow, I heard, but didn't. There we go. Patrick, thanks for the follow. So real quick announcements about the channel. Some of you might have noticed it's no longer the DND_Corso channel. I am still DND Corso. Don't worry, that's still who I am. But this is now the Lark Network, okay?
Woo.
The reason that's important is because I have a podcast called Lark Fallen Gods, which happens on Planet Lark, a world of my own creation. But then on Wednesdays, we do a stream called Monsters Out of Context, which is an interesting little learning about monsters and putting them in a city that exists also in Lark. Then on top of that, we have our Melee Ball, which happens every Monday. We just had Critical Bard, the artist who helped make the Critical Role anthem. And we had Eric Tate from Penn and Teller Foolish and I Snap Plastic with over 400K on TikTok. We're on Monday's game. And it was unreal. That also happens on Planet Lark. And tonight we're starting the Cauldareen Chronicles, which also is in Planet Lark. So with all these shows happening on the same world, in the same continent, there was no reason not to combine them all and make this the Lark Network. Guys, you guys are following and hitting us up so much. 3 emotes shared. Thank you so much for that. I think this is going to be popping off the chain. So with that, we have changed to the Lark Network. And we're going to keep rolling then as is. If you had any trouble finding it, I apologize, but welcome. Now, what you're here for tonight, we are here with a hydrate. I see that. Thank you very much, chat. We do have a hydrate. So let's get some drinks. Everyone, you're about to be talking and introducing yourselves. So get that sip. So, this is the Cauldareen Chronicles. You'll understand more about that in a minute, but first, let's meet our players. So at the very top here, we've got Brutus being played by Myri. Myri, would you introduce yourself, the name you'd like us to call you on stream, and your pronouns, and then give us your character, race and class, and their pronouns?
Yeah, I'm Myri, she, her. I am going to be playing Brutus Arathia. She is a human paladin and also uses she, her.
Excellent. And I'm super stoked. The character art we got for all of these folks is so exciting. And the fog rolling around the bottom is, I love it. So next up, let's hear from Moose playing Tear. Same thing. Give us your preferred name on stream and your pronouns, then your character, race and class, and their pronouns.
Absolutely. My name is Mustafa. Name so nice you gotta say it twice. But
man.
I also go by Moose, so very nice to see you all. I use he, him pronouns, and super excited for this whole campaign. I will be playing Tear, the ASMR druid, the fallen star. They are a non-binary character and use they, them, as well as he, him, and she, her pronouns.
Excellent. Desert Beach, thanks so much for that subscription. And Johnny Spy, thank you for the follow. I'll try and catch as many of these as I can, but obviously we don't want to interrupt the flow with like 30 of them in a row. And you guys have been hitting us fast, so I appreciate it. We've got Tear, we've got Brutus. Let's move on to Hiccup and their player. Would you give us your preferred name on stream, pronouns, character, race and class, and pronouns?
Absolutely. I'm Grim Songbird. I go by Grim. My pronouns are they, her. And my character is Hiccup. He is a wild magic sorcerer lizard folk. And I love him so much. He goes by he, him, or he, them pronouns as well.
Excellent. I love that. And thank you so much for the follow, Enderlord. Welcome in. So next up, we've got Terex. You know the rundown.
Okay. Terex, Drow, Blood Hunter, she, they pronouns. Me, Amelia, human, player, she, her pronouns. You can also call me Mills or Millie, you know.
Excellent. And finally, last but not least, Ruby.
Hi, I'm Ivy, she, her. I'll be playing Ruby, who is a fire genasi rogue, also she, her.
Okay, so we've got a fire genasi, a drow, a lizard folk, a human, and an ASMR rolling on in. Now, one quick thing, I just wanted to double back real quick and ensure that I had this down correctly. Moose, your character Tare, their pronouns again specifically were?
Yes, he, him, she, her, and they, them.
Excellent, that's what I thought.
Yes.
All right. Okay, now, with that in mind, without further ado, I think it's probably time that we dive in. Chat, are y'all ready for us to dive into the story? While they're responding, yeah, chat, hit us with hype. Hit us with hype if y'all ready for this. I want to see that hype. And let me ask you this. Oh, you got two. Thank you so much, Tutu, for that.
The hype train is incoming.
Let me
The
ask
hype train
you.
is on schedule.
That's what we all aboard the hype train, please. Woo! 95% of the hype train already. Y'all are great. This is how we start. Players, I've been talking to you about this for about a month now. How are y'all feeling? Before we go into this, how are y'all feeling?
Stoked.
I am super excited.
Dare I say hype?
I do
Fully hype.
I do dare say hype.
My cup of hype runneth
yeah.
over.
Ooh.
I love it. That is what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's time that we get into this then.
Oh my God. Okay.
So, oh, I think we just hit the hype train. Thank you for that. Everybody,
hype,
that goes up.
Chugga, 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 hype, hype.
Let me take a sip of my hot cocoa and coffee, my mocha here.
Oh, we're supposed to be hydrating, and you're drinking a mocha over there.
I'm
Got
drinking
water
black
over here too.
I'm
You
drinking black
understand?
coffee. Don't at me like this.
Dude, double fisting. Let's go.
Y'all need to understand I am an anime weeb through and through. And so, with that, let's get into it.
All right.
Let's go.
Players, you have been warned to be ready for this intro.
I'm trying to be ready.
There are many names for this continent. The 12 lands, the grave of the gods, but most people know to call it by its official name, Celeste. And on the continent of Celeste reside 12 countries, each named after the major arcana: war, knowledge, light, grave, forge, death, order, nature, life, time, arcana, and trickery. Each land with its own culture and customs, their own knowledge, and their own secrets. In the land of war, competition reigns supreme, be it combat or a race. Festivals and tournaments encompass the days of this proud land. The land of nature boasts every form of climate and catastrophe in unison, a cacophonous sound, the effects of having a god roam your lands as it pleases. A 10-minute walk could take you from a sweltering desert to a frozen tundra. But our journey begins in the land of trickery, a country so mysterious those who enter without a guide may never find their way. The constant shifting of paths and alterations of landscape could drive even the best of them mad. A common hideaway for outcasts, runaways, and fugitives. Its capital city, Eleanor, in the south, is home to every vice you could imagine. from a clan of dragonborn assassins to the largest shadow markets in the land, all find refuge in the land of trickery. And in the heart of the country resides the Dicero mountain range. 8 mountains cutting through the middle of the country, made mostly impassable by the impact of a meteor. Several small villages surround the base of these broken mountains, simple farmers and laborers tending to their lands. To all who don't know, an uneventful place to live. To those who do, an unassuming place to hide. And at the mesa of a mountain, we find a forest. Withered trees of dull green and brown packed tightly to paint the scene as a thick fog rolls outward and down the mountain. A sad state for a forest, but a perfect place for a hideout. Beyond the fog, beyond the trees, beyond the illusions, we see a lush forest teeming with life, leading to a village brimming with energy. As the organization responsible for monitoring magical anomalies and fighting back against the corruption of magic, the clan of Cauldareen won't be caught resting. We see a team of agents returning to base via the teleportation circles on the outskirts of the village, closely monitored. Robotic creatures crawl the treetops of the deceiving forest, monitoring the permitted entry, the artificing department's latest development. And we find new recruits to the clan of Cauldareen, hard at work, training for their first mission. And the camera zooms in as a human woman slams onto the ground as her instructor easily dodges her sword strikes and then counters. Hakita, the half-orc, grins. Come on now, Brutus. I've told you before. Solid form is important, but if it isn't flexible, your opponents can read you all too easily. Let's go again. What do you do, Brutus, in return?
Brutus, as is her custom, does not say anything. She does not banter during fights. She simply takes the note and will alter her attack and try to be more shifting, circle around Akita, be a little lighter on her feet rather than just going in a really direct path. And we'll go ahead and take a swing at her with her big ol' iron claymore.
Make that attack roll, please. As you try and swing at the half-orc Hakita.
8. I'm in 8.
You got an 8?
Yes.
And Hakita, as you swing, using her all too familiar move that has driven you mad, her sidestep ability, moving like water, without even withdrawing her weapon, she steps directly around you and is now standing at your side and again easily shoves you down to the ground. I told you.
Right.
Got to be flexible. And now a pressure in your mind, something you've become familiar with, signifies that something would like to view the world through your eyes. Do you allow it right now?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
And something looks through your eyes and is able to see this half-orc standing over you. And you can feel a question in your mind asking, what is that? And we move in a dark room down underground. A drow woman focuses intently, working to conjure up something from within as her blood moves and forms. And Banzalore the gnome, in charge of her instruction, watches and nods slowly. Then, without warning, claps their hands together, and the sound of thunder rings out in the small room. Tarek, startled, losing her form. If you want to be able to act on the fly, distractions can't hinder you. Again, how does Terex respond?
Okay, you know what? There's not like going to be thunder on a battlefield. It'll just all be white noise. It's not just like a sudden thing. I was getting it. Just need to focus a little bit.
Absolutely, you're right. There's never ever going to be, and they clap their hands again, and thunder erupts, interrupting you. Oh, it looks like there was thunder on a battlefield.
This isn't a battlefield, though. This is like a thing. You know, usually when there's thunder outside, it's not as much.
Banzalore draws 2 daggers and says, "It's a battlefield now," and advances. We pair off. Now, an explosion rings out, and smoke billows out the window of a tower. The face of a lizard folk and an ASMR stick out, coughing for fresh air before turning around to face the culprit. Dungeous Wave, the half-elf wizard, laughs as the half-destroyed room begins to repair itself. See, this space can handle just about anything you throw at it. Now, don't be shy, my friends. The best way for me to assess your progress is to see you go all out. Hiccup, please stand back. Let's see what our fallen star has learned. And with a wave of his hand, Dungeous Wave casts a bubble of protection over Hiccup.
Yeah. And I
have
You got this, buddy. I believe in you, buddy.
Okay, well, Tear starts putting their hand on their skin as they trace some of the stars going around their arm, and then they touch one in particular close to their shoulder and pull a little bit of light from it as they flick it out, and as they do, that little bit of light hits the floor, and they cast Moonbeam as a beam of light hits. I think that was good enough as purple light starts to fade away as they let the spell go.
And the room charred by the effects of Moonbeam, bookshelves falling over, Hiccup seeing little bits of their force field that was cast up starting to disintegrate. And perhaps I didn't put it up too quickly. My mistake. And they wave and say, "Excellent job." Now, this is so exciting. Now it's your turn, Hiccup. Now, you can't be afraid of the unexpected. Hiccup, we are going to really step into your magic. You might want to come over here, Tear.
Oh, okay. The view's prettier down there.
Yes. And as you come over, they cast a layer of a reflective barrier around you. And they say, "Okay, now Hiccup, and they cast a second one and a third one. And they say, "Okay, Hiccup, we're working on that wild magic. Just cast a spell, but don't be afraid of it. There's nothing to be afraid of magic. Hiccup, cast any spell you would like right now."
Any spell.
Any
Okay.
spell you would like.
One time he turned to a plant, so I don't think it's that bad.
Oh, it could be worse. It could have turned into, I don't know, something dead. So we're
Hey. He says in a Beetlejuice voice that is physically impossible for me to imitate. He's like, hey. It was weird being a plant, okay? Like, have you been a plant? You've been animals, but you haven't been a plant.
I have
Anyway.
quite been a plant. I've been a lot of things, but Hiccup, cast.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost, and he is going to. His scales is gonna have like a bit of a glow that comes out from underneath, as if the energy is channeling from his chest up his neck, and his eyes glow bright. And when he opens his mouth, the cheek frills come out like a toad-headed agama, revealing the dark bluish purplish interior of his mouth, making it look pretty fucking terrifying, actually. As the ray of frost just comes out of his throat and just shoots out of his mouth.
And a ray of frost comes out in their direction, hitting the barrier, coating up and over, and freezing the ceiling and the floor below. And Dungeous Wave, with a twist of his hand, activates something inside of you, letting your magic run wild. Roll on the magic surge table. Absolute.
Okay. Here we go.
Surge.
Oh no, she's surging right now.
I'm surging right now. Okay, I have rolled a 54. And
All right.
that is 54.
Where's that put
You
us?
are immune to being intoxicated by alcohol for the next 5d6 days.
Roll 5d6 right now.
Okay, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Let's see how many days I will not be intoxicated.
Wake up, drink.
Okay, let's see, 10, 15, 17, 19 days.
For the next 19 days, you will not be intoxicated. Enjoy
Cool.
those sober 21. Enjoy those sober 3 weeks. And Dungeon goes, now, from everything I can tell, only a little bit of your biology has shifted. Nothing to be afraid of. See? Could have been a heck of a lot worse. And we fade out. The fog surrounding the village is no ordinary fog. Another special concoction from the R&D department. This fog alters perception and gently guides you around the base and out the other side without ever coming straight through. Besides the robotic sentries, a special team trains in this fog, practicing running the perimeter without succumbing to the fog's illusions. Stealth, stamina, speed. The last line of defense between an invasion of the secret base. A half-elf woman calls back to the Fire Genasi working tirelessly to keep up with her. Come now, Ruby. Those who fall behind get left behind. Ruby, make a dexterity check as you try to keep up.
Absolutely. Unnatural 20.
An unnatural
17
20.
plus 3.
As you roll that,
Nice.
she calls out to you. You are used to this. That was a distraction as 2 other members of the front guard hiding in the fog launch a volley of arrows in your direction. But mid-jump from tree to tree, you felt it coming and you grab a branch and swing out of the way. Now, make another dexterity check.
Ooh, 6.
And as you swing out of the way, you hear Anafe call back. Good job, but usually a second as a log trap swings down and catches you mid-air, smashing into your solar plexus and throwing you down to the ground. You hit, you're back on the floor, air escaping.
Oh,
How do you respond on the ground?
you know, you're right.
Anafe stops now, standing atop a tree, and jumps down from that branch to land next to you. And she walks up and extends a hand to help you up. Do you take it?
Yeah.
And as she pulls you up, she says, and the day is just getting started. And they run off into the fog to continue their training.
I can't believe I asked for this.
The leader of the clan smiles. A drow hand puts away the looking glass he was using to observe their training. They're in good hands, he thinks. These are the next defenders of this land. These are the Cauldareen Chronicles.
Is that the thing?
Oh. And we're going to fade that music out. He did the title! And as we just drag this out,
That's
we
it.
drop that music. Boom. And that is the intro to the Cauldareen Chronicles.
Woo!
Let's go.
The sun
Is now when we launch into the anime opening?
Wow.
The sun hangs high as the day hits noon. The morning training has ended and all parties have been given a bit of rest before needing to report to the practice field. Today was a special day as a new team was being formed. Anafe the half-elf stands waiting on the field in her typical adventuring outfit with sleek black attire, no cape, yet an overcoat that allows for concealment. Seems to be made quite light and airy as she moves quickly in the night. She stands waiting for the team to arrive. All players roll initiative to determine the order you arrive.
Oh.
snap. I rolled double digits with a nice roll there.
What is my initiative? There it is.
You're welcome. Chat, I want to say to the chat real quick, thank you so much for all the follows and the subs and the donations and all of this. Yeah, you guys are great and fantastic. And I just want to say that before we dive back in.
That's an 18 for Tear.
All right, we got an 18 for Tear.
13 for Hiccup.
11. Oh, sorry.
Here, we'll do it this way.
Sorry.
So 25 to 20. Anybody? Okay, 20 to 15.
Yes, that's an 18.
18 for Tear. Okay. And then anyone else? 20 to 15? Okay. 15 to 10.
Brutus
13
got
for
an
Hiccup.
11.
All right.
Also
13 and 11. So Brutus on 11, Ruby and Hiccup on a 13. And Terex, what was your last one?
9.
9. Okay. So first to the practice field is Tear. Tear, as you approach the field, tell me how you arrive. What you see before you is a big circular sand-covered pit where you know this is where you hold practice and training, especially when you're doing larger things outside, and they set up all sorts of obstacles and things out here for you to train. And you see Anafe standing in the middle of the field. You recognize her as the rogue, one of the higher ranking members of the clan of Cauldareen, and one of the instructors.
I'm going to take out the small crystal that I have with me, my star map, and as I look at it, I'll see the stars moving a little bit. I'm going to cast the light spell, and as I do that, it'll project the map of stars onto the ground as I approach towards her, and I'll say, "You see that right there? That's my home. It's very nice. Have you ever looked at the night sky? Just like really, really looked at it because you'd be surprised how much it changes."
And Anafe watches as you approach and says, an interesting arrival. The one most likely to be an airhead, yet the first here.
Air can be very dense sometimes. It's okay. It's okay. I made it.
I stand by my point.
Oh, snap.
Next to arrive, Ruby and Hiccup, about the same time. Which one of you has what are your dexes? Ruby and Hiccup, what's your dex?
My dex is +1.
Okay,
Wait.
I assume Ruby is better.
My
I
dex
think
is plus
Ruby
30.
is better.
So,
gonna say it
Ruby,
should
you arrive second. And as you do, your instructor, your own mentor, looks back over her shoulder and says, I figured you'd be here first, considering, I don't know, you're the fastest, you're the one who's supposed to be working the hardest, and yet here we are. The star map gets here first.
I'm here.
You are indeed. And she simply stands there and says, fall in line, and waits as Hiccup approaches. Hiccup, how do you approach?
Very casually. He kind of has a little bit of a spring to his step, like he's just ready for the day. And he sees his buddy Tear, and he just kind of perks up a little bit and just kind of does a light jog to stand next to his best buddy.
I did hear you two came as a unit here together to the clan of Cauldareen.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a nice trip here. It's very nice.
Wild magic, yes?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what they call it. Yeah.
I can
just call it
change.
magic.
It's great. You got wild magic. I have wild shapes. We're the perfect pair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
With
Yeah.
this, Brutus approaches the field. Brutus, how do you approach?
She's got she has a good stride, like a soldier's stride. Makes her way very directly she's probably coming from I don't know if I'm sure there's like an armory or an equipment place where she was replacing all of the equipment that she'd been using during training. So from that direction. Does the clan have like any sort of like official salute or bow or anything like that?
Yes, they would have one that would signify that you are one, and so you would place a fist over your heart, and then you would drag it across and open your hand up into sort of a gesture, a little slight bow, and so just an across the chest fist and a slight head nod.
Here. Wow. Okay. Yeah, she approaches, she sees everybody else is in line, and she gets into line and does the bow and stands there trying to like look confident, but she also looks like she probably didn't like sleep last night, so like that
Excellent.
that vibe.
One who sticks on formality. Don't allow that to be your undoing, as flexibility will be important. Yet I hear that might be part of your training requirements already.
I have been learning that lesson quite a bit today, sir.
Sometimes a good solid training and a good upbringing helps us. And sometimes practice makes permanent. So we will work towards perfect practice in regards to your training.
As you say.
And finally, wandering up is Terex. How does Terex approach?
Terex just walks, not like running in a hurry. She's wearing a lot of stuff. Aesthetic is very important. So she just kind of comes up last. She looks well rested. Maybe she overslept a little bit, but she was going to do all of her makeup and make sure she wasn't going to compromise on the appearance to make up for that. She saunters, and she just kind of approaching, sort of half-asses the salute, just sort of kind of drags little hand salute, bows, whatever. Like she's doing the general motion.
Good.
Is looking at her attire, wondering what poisonous plant does she resemble, and is just trying to think what plant.
Rose and James, thank you so much for the follow. Caught that. Thank you for that, Rose and James. Now, last to the field. Yet, I suppose that makes you first in the lineup.
Oh, good. Love going first. It's great. It's what I wanted. It's what I planned on.
And you see behind you in this field several different situations set up. There are some practice dummies for sword work. There is some fire burning over on a pile, like a bonfire somewhere. There is a solid wall or two that is off to the far end, which could be used to take an impact. All sorts of stuff set up. And she says, now, all in line, but you will be going first. Terex, was it?
Yeah. Yep. Terex.
Excellent. As of this day, you all make up Team 10. As recruits, when you are placed onto your first team, you are given a number to signify that you are a new team. You will be recognized as an actual team after the completion of your first mission, at which point you may put in a formal request for a name using the proper channels. We use these names to refer to you and keep track of where you are in the world when you are working. It helps us discern by which teams are sent where and who we can utilize. You will also be given a rank upon completion of your first mission.
That's so cool.
Sounds amazing. Awesome.
Also, 10's a cool number. We can just use both our fingers and high-five each other because we're 10, I like it.
Brutus actually smiles a little bit at that. She's like just sitting over there like, that's pretty cute, actually.
Kind of looks incredulously. Just like a little blank, like, yep.
Hiccup is nodding along, being like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Radio Free
Yeah.
Will, thank you very much for that.
Makes sense.
Thank you for that bits there. Now, you may have seen each other around, working for the last year or so, as I believe that's the farthest back any of the new recruits have been here. So some of you have lived here, nods at Ruby. Some of you were brought here, nods at the rest. Some have family, looking directly at Terex.
Not making eye contact.
Others are unique, looking directly at Brutus. Faraway lands, looks at Tear. And places unknown, looking at Hiccup. So, I would like to see how you all work together. It is important that you understand not only each other's capabilities, but tendencies. You are first, Terex. Please demonstrate your highest capable ability as of this point. It is important to let them know where you stand if you're going to be working with each other. What do you require in order to demonstrate that?
Something to stab would be good.
I take a step back.
Tarek sees that and kind of looks at you and smirks.
He just shakes his head and be like, please don't stab me again.
And she makes a signal in the air and makes a hand sign. And after a couple of quick gestures, someone from afar waves back, and you hear some noise and talking over there for a moment. And then suddenly something comes walking towards the field. And this is a construct of some form. You recognize it as one of the practice dummies that can be used in combat. And it walks and approaches and stands firm next to Anafe. Will this do?
Yeah. Do you want me to do I just now? Yes?
Yes. And she doesn't move. She's standing right next to it.
Okay. Going to center myself. Both of Terex's swords are located on her left hip. She pulls one out, and as the blade hits their hand, it slices across, and some blood coats the tip. And you see, it's not just like it's bleeding on the tip. The blood almost seems to move and cling to the edge of the blade as they focus, staring at the dummy. They pull the sword up and back, arch, and then bring it down and lunge upward into the chest if this thing were living and had an actual chest. And I will attack and use the Crimson Right. Technically, I use a bonus action to do that. But
Wait, yeah.
Yeah. Do I need to roll an attack then?
Yep. Roll an attack and roll all the damage if it hits.
Does a 10 hit?
No, it does not. So as you go, you stab at this thing, but you don't quite pierce in. You see the blade hit, and it doesn't go in. And Anafe, without moving, has stood next to it and looks at your blade digging into the front of this construct, but not. It's just pressed against, as if you're like putting it against a solid wall. And she says, take another swing.
Yeah. This blade being in my right hand, I'm going to go ahead and pull the other blade up with my left hand, holding it underhand as I raise it above my head and then jab it downward.
Okay. Roll that attack.
Natural 20!
And as you swing, describe what that looks like as that natural 20. You get to tell me all of that.
Okay, so the first one, it like kind of hits. It doesn't quite like stab in as deep, and you can see Terex is like very visibly frustrated, and they just kind of like, ugh. And as they go up, the blade sinks in right into the neck, and probably they like stab it a couple times. Like maybe they have like a little bit of a frustration complex about it not working this time, and it just kind of gouge out as much of the stuffing or interior parts of this construct.
And you watch as the construct sort of falls and it sort of bends over at the waist as it has sustained a critical hit. And she says to you, tactical, a little aggressive, but effective.
Yeah.
Roll damage on that.
Eric's also takes 2 points of damage from the blood.
Mm-hmm.
Damage. 5 points of damage. I don't think my Crimson Right would count.
All dice double when you crit.
Oh, I forgot I crit. So that's 2, that's 4, plus 3 is 7, because that's how math works. Yeah. Imbue weapon, so extra, and then 1d4. So that's 3. That's 6 plus 7 is 13 addition. So that's 13 damage total.
13 damage and 2 to yourself, correct?
Yes.
Absolutely. And did you burn up your ability for that?
Yes, I did.
Excellent. And she looks at you and says, all right. You see what your blood hunter can do. Now, please step back. Next, Brutus. Would you step forward?
Of course. Yes. All right. She like.
What do you
I don't think Brutus has ever realized that she has stage fright before, but I think she's realizing that now.
Can Hiccup
Land
fine.
Land Solo, thank you so much for the follow. Can Hiccup what?
Can Hiccup give Brutus an encouraging 2 thumbs up, being like, "You got this. You got this."
You can, but you have a lizard face. It's just like
He's trying his best.
she appreciates it. She gets the idea. Okay, so she's like, okay, yes, sure. She'll start walking up to one of the dummies and she'll draw her claymore, and she holds out her hand and uses her she kind of runs it over the blade, and it starts to glow like a heated metal that's just been pulled out of the forge as she sets up a thunder smite in it. And then she's going to run at the mannequin and take a swing using her great weapon master feat. So she just swings the weapon with all the power that she has, but she's slower, so she takes a penalty to being able to hit for more damage.
Okay. So yeah, make that attack roll.
Okay, does a 15 hit? Sorry, that's a 16 because it's +1 with my -5.
Okay, so a 16 will hit.
Okay. And then I'm going to add a divine smite on top of that because she said our best.
Yes.
So, so the thunderous and the divine and the thing, and just like does this like roaring, cry of effort, and just like tries to cleave this dummy.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, roll that damage and then describe what that looks like in its entirety as that energy is seen.
Cool. And divine smite is 2d8. Okay.
Yep. Add that sweet 2d8. Don't you get a +10 because you took the -5 to the attack roll?
I do.
Yeah, that's a +10 on damage because she took a risk.
And I re-roll my 1s and 2s for my great sword and get a little bit higher. Okay. 13, 14, 15. Okay, so it's 27 plus 10.
37.
So that is 37.
And you describe that energy burst that they see, because you charged up 1 and then you added a divine smite in there. So yeah, describe that.
So Brutus's smites do not, except for the thunder smite, because that's specifically, it actually is kind of terrifying because until the thunder goes off, it doesn't make a loud noise. The blade just glows, and she slices into this thing or across this thing, just like cleaves it in twain as best as possible,
Oh yeah.
And then like a split second after the hit happens, then the thunder sound goes off from the thunderous smite.
And as that sound hits, so does the effect of the hit, very anime swordsman style, as you hear from the swing. And then after it's complete, from the explosion, that explosive sound of thunder as the dummy falls in half.
And
Terex jumps.
And then Brutus is going to very awkwardly sheath her sword and like be like, so that's that's that. Yep.
Hmm.
It
is that it is.
Yeah, it is. It is that it is.
And she just stares at you unblinking.
I go back to the line.
And once you take your place in line, she looks back out and she calls next to Hiccup. Hiccup, would you
Yes, ma'am.
demonstrate your highest capable ability, please? And what do you need to demonstrate such?
He looks at the remains of the dummy. He goes, "That'll do," and casts levitate on that dummy. Just watches it go up.
That was beautiful.
And I should roll on the since I cast a spell higher than level cantrip. I'm gonna roll to see if I
On that
surge. I rolled a 4.
Okay, so not quite a 1.
Nope. And it'll now be 1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2 added to the counter. We do have a counter where every time they miss surging, it gets easier to surge. So it gets a little more wild. Now, as this levitates up, she looks at it. And
Okay. Let's see here. Hang on. I, the player, should have looked at my spell list a little more thoroughly. As it's going up, as it goes up, he's going to throw a firebolt at it.
okay, roll that attack.
Let's see. 12, I'm sure, does not hit it.
12 total.
Uh-huh.
Barely hits this thing.
Ooh, cool.
So
And
as
it
you
is-
pass this, describe that and roll damage.
Okay. So as Hiccup watches it go up, this a very similar thing of the energy looking like it's coming from beneath his scales with a soft glow, but it has more of a fiery color to it instead of a cooler color. As the energy just traces its way up to his throat, and the frills come out as a firebolt just shoots out of his mouth and just hits the dummy for a whopping 2 points of fire damage.
And you see this come out and char that thing a little bit. And she looks at you and says, "Now I had heard you're one who holds back. Unconscious or no, your team may require your full ability someday. We'll have to teach you how to unlock that. Do not be afraid of magic. It may be what saves your life one day."
Or destroys it, we'll find out.
Suppose we
I'm
will.
more worried. Yeah, I'm more worried about the team than me.
I think we can handle ourselves.
Do you say that out loud, Tara?
Yes.
Cool. So yeah, you all heard that. And Anna Faye says, "Okay." And she looks next now at Ruby.
Ruby kind of shrugs. She's like, "You already know what I can do."
And he looks at you and raises an eyebrow. This is not an assessment of what I know. Oh, no, wait. You there. And points at Tear. Could you tell me the highest capable spell your compatriot Ruby here is capable of casting?
You know what? I'm gonna go with a safe bet. I'm gonna say she can cast a light spell.
Oh, smart. That's smart. Yeah.
Hmm.
Ruby's going to turn and just stare at him.
I'm pretty sure her highest spell is Abracastabra.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ruby
I'd want
just
to
kind
see
of
that.
shrugs and puts her fingers to her temple. Just no. Okay. Okay.
Is that a real spell?
Yes, it's definitely a real spell.
Cool.
Yep, that's a real spell.
Mm-hmm. I
not
heard about
gonna-
it in the sky.
And she just looks at you all and just stares and says, so, a light spell. Well, Ruby, please cast a light spell.
Hmm. All right. She kind of steps up and she's like, which one?
Like this one, and I'll cast the light cantrip.
Mm.
I put my hand up and a little bit of light comes out. Just like that.
Don't have that one. Sorry.
Oh. And I think maybe you don't have magic? I don't know.
There is still a dummy right there, correct?
There is a charred floating bit of dummy in the sky. How high up did you float it, Hiccup?
Oh, it just kept going.
No, Hiccup didn't tell it to stop.
Oh, you want me to drop it? It might be easier for you to stab it if it wasn't floating. Hang on. And he drops the spell and it just falls to the ground with a hard clang.
And again, Anafe stands unmoving as it crashes near her.
I mean, I wasn't gonna stab it, but okay. She looks to Anafe and kind of does a little gesture because this is a 15-foot cone. And she doesn't want to hit her instructor because she's scared of her.
And
Valid.
Anafe turns and walks a few steps away outside of the range of such a cone and looks back at you.
Ruby is going to put her hands together with like her fingertips touch and then cast Burning Hands and kind of spread as a thin layer of flames just shoot out of her fingertips as she brings her hands apart.
Excellent. And this is an attack roll or a dex save or what?
It is a dex saving throw.
All right. So it fails, obviously, as it is now a heap right now. So yeah, it fails. But
Little heap gonna get heapier.
As she does that and quickly spreads her hands apart as this thin layer hits it, it takes 12 damage.
and you see it char even more. This like clay stone construct thing is now just like melting and whatnot, just on the ground. And she says, I mean, I suppose that was a bit of light.
Ruby kind of shrugs. She's like, but it's not a light spell.
Wow. I knew that, but your teammate didn't seem to know.
No.
Okay, fair point. She kind of turns and steps back into line.
And she looks back at Ter now and says, I assume the light and the star map are not the extent of your abilities.
Oh, no. I do like light, though. Let me show you what light can do. If you have any sunglasses, now would be the time to put them on. And I'm gonna...
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
What is that?
Just... you know what?
No, Terex.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, as soon as you say it, Terex definitely pulls out the umbrella that is hanging from the side of their belt and just blocks it. Not a big fan of bright lights.
Ruby looks
There.
over, just a little confused. Just okay.
Yeah. and I'll step forward as I do all of that. Step within 20 feet away from everybody else, I would say, and look at the heap, walk towards the heap. And as I do, light starts to shed away from the stars that are dotting the rest of my skin as I go on and use my radiant consumption, as bit by bit it starts pulsating with every heartbeat. Purplish blue light starts emanating from Tear's body with every beat. More and more light sheds out, and if anybody is still looking at it, they would see that now there is nothing but pure light in the middle of that. And as it starts to dim down, the heap that was standing next to them does take some damage, as that would be, I believe that is 2 points of radiant damage, as I take 1 point myself. And then as it starts dimming down, I am also going to, as that starts to ebb away, going to use also a charge of my wild shape to go into a starry form, the archery starry form specifically, because as the light starts to dim down, you notice that the stars on Tear's body don't go back to their regular formation. Instead, you see small archers going across. You see their arrows being pulled back, and as I do that, I'll take a step back and say, "Well, I think we can do a whole lot with light." And I will point out my arm, and out of the palm of his hand, there will be one jut of light as another source of light hits the heap again, and that would be a attack.
All right, roll that attack.
Absolutely. Here we go. That's a natural 1 for me.
Oh no!
I need you to tell me how that natural 1 backfires on you.
As I turn back, when the starry form starts to shape, the light starts to dim from the radiance before, my eyes don't adjust very well, and I pull my hand back as if to pull that arrow. And as I do, there's still a little bit of double vision, and I notice that there are 2 heaps, and I just, with as much confidence as I can muster, pick one of them and just aim at where I think the heap is, and I do. However, that is 5 feet to the side of the original heap. And I'll turn around as if I had hit it with all the confidence and say, right on spot.
And it flies towards the people off the field who were supplying the dummy, and it flies in their direction, and they need to make a dex save right now to avoid the damage. That is a 10 and a 7. I need you to roll a dexterity for me to determine how fast it came at them. So if you get below a 10 and a 7, if you get below a 7, they both pass. If you get above it, it hit them too quick.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm rolling that 20. Let's go. Another nat 1.
Hey! So
Yeah, let's start with getting exiled.
Yeah, shot this at them, and with another nat 1 as far as how fast it came, they saw it coming, and they both just kind of took it. They're like the R&D department. They're used to this sort of stuff, and they both just kind of separated at a distance, and your thing just like right through them and just like nailed a wall.
Ruby raises his hand. Sorry.
I wasn't looking. Who did that? That wasn't me.
I just turned and like yeah,
I know that I'm never going to hear the end of this.
And at this point, Anna Faye looks at you and looks at the heap. I mean, there are worse things that could have happened, but probably not a great display. And you burned up one of your wild shapes as well, right?
Yes, I did.
Into a...
I became a starry form. So as I started to ebb back down, the stars on my skin are just burning a little brighter than they normally do, and I'm emitting some dim light off of my skin.
Excellent. Now, the demonstration of your power under test conditions. Not really much to it. So to that, I don't think that's a good demonstration. Do you? And she makes a hand signal back to the folks that you just shot at. And they signal back. And one of them casts something. And as they do, the heap on the floor begins to regenerate as it comes up to stand back to full height. Some of the charring still left on it, but it is reassembled. Now, you've used up some of your energy. You're perhaps a little tired, yet no one's going to care about that out there. Roll initiative.
Wait, I thought we were done.
Ruby looks at that call and goes, "We're never done."
The day is just begun.
Heck yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
All right, so 25 to 20.
22.
Hey.
Okay.
Natural 19.
Anyone else?
19.
All right, so 20 to 15.
19.
All right.
15. I'm sorry. Or 20 to 15. Sorry.
Yep, 15. Excellent. Now 15 to 10. Okay, 10 to 5. Oh no!
Oh no!
5 to 1.
Oh, no.
2 nat ones from Terror and Brutus.
Oh, God.
With my modifier, it's a 3.
So, Terror and Brutus,
No.
you were the center of her first attack. I need you all, as you're in a line, I need you all to make a dex check as 4th level wall of fire ignites across the line of you.
Ooh.
A check or a saving throw?
Sorry, that is a dex saving throw.
I
Thank you.
swam to John.
I swan to John.
You
All right,
swan
well,
drawn.
looks like my luck is back. I am now rolling single digits only.
Oh
You
no!
have some red dice. Do I need to send you some dice?
friend.
It's not
Personally
the
bless
dice.
dice.
It's
No.
not even.
I will bless dice for you. Mine,
Okay.
I'm literally an ordained
All
minister.
right.
I can do
I am
that.
too.
Pear,
Pass
what
them
was
around.
what was your roll?
That's a 7.
Okay. Brutus, your roll.
11.
Hiccup, your roll.
16.
Okay.
Nice.
Terex, your roll.
17.
And Ruby.
15.
All right. The 2 that Nat won in the beginning are the 2 that fail this save. So please enjoy 5d8 of fire damage.
Excuse me?
That's 29 centered on your location, as she said, gets furious, ignites. Please take 29 points of damage. The rest of you will take half as much, which would be 14 points of fire damage on contact.
All right.
I'm unconscious.
Y'all have fun.
Fine, guys.
Now, Brutus, how are you?
Oh no, I'm down.
All right. She attacks in such a way that, yeah, you are hit, and one of your teammates, the healer, is down. And how are you doing, Pear?
I'm out.
Pear is also unconscious. With
Oh,
that, the rest
baby.
of the party, how are you looking?
I'm barely standing.
And she looks at
hey,
you all and
Could
says,
be worse.
2 on 3 seems a little more fair, doesn't it? And she moves towards you. First in the lineup is Terex. Respond.
She's moving toward us to fight us.
Yes.
Is that what's happening? Okay. No. Okay. So, Terex, who is great in the actual situations, grabs both of their swords, and like if you've ever watched Attack on Titan, like Haichu Levi style, one of these is backblade, so it's like held face down, the other one is face up.
Yeah.
Looking at the instructor, being like, "Oh, I hope this is what you meant. I'm going to attack once by taking the right sword and just slamming it, like slashing it across the chest."
Excellent. Deal that attempt.
That's a 17 to hit.
17 will hit.
17 will hit. Okay. That's 8 damage.
All right.
And then I can 2 weapon fighting, so I can use my bonus action as I slash across to take my other hand. Now I have my momentum leaning over toward my left. I will pull it up and slash upward with like the equivalent of an uppercut, except there's a sword in their hand, kind of so it makes an X cross across their chest, and I will attempt for that as well.
Okay.
16.
Will not hit.
Yeah, so I guess as I have slid down and gone up, I assume I just barely miss. I get a
As
little bit
she
overwork.
knocks her head upwards and dodges out of the way of that second one. And she swings and goes to swing at you and makes a jab just kind of to feint at you. But it is now Ruby's turn to respond, unless you're doing anything else.
That's my whole turn.
Ruby,
I don't want
your
an
move.
attack.
Okay. Where is she in proximity to me?
She would be about so you we're at the wall of fire, which is now sort of cutting it off. Between the wall, you're right in front of it, and she is about 20 feet away, face to face with Terex.
Oh, okay. So she's not right there in front of me. Awesome. Okay.
Hold on. Thank you so much for the raid, Sir J of Harps. Welcome in. We're having some fun. So, Ruby, respond.
She's gonna shoot magic missile at her instructor.
Go right ahead.
Yes.
Let's see here. Okay. That's not gonna hit. Oh, hold on. Actually, let me double check that.
Magic missile auto hits.
Oh, does it? Oh, instantaneous. It does. Ha! Okay. That's 4 damage on the first one, 2 damage on the second one, and 5 damage on the last one.
So you cast these and they go firing at her. And she, looking over, says, "Not so fast." And a shield lifts up, protecting her from magic missile as they ricochet from one of your teacher's favorite moves. She now has a +5 bonus to AC and defends against moves like magic missile until the start of her turn. Next up, Ruby, are you doing anything else? That was your action. Any bonus action?
She looks a little deflated after that, so no.
Then,
I can't believe I forgot that.
Hiccup, your response.
Okay, so what is her AC currently?
You're looking at a 22.
Woo! Okay. I've never used color spray before, but I'd like to try that. Using color spray on both her and the dummy. Because it doesn't say anything about reaching an AC of any kind on here. So I just have to roll 6d10, and that's how many hit points of creature the spell can affect. Creatures in a 15-foot cone originating from me are affected in ascending order of their current hit points. I'm sorry, folks. I've never used this spell before in my life, so I just want to make sure
this is a great time to learn.
You're doing great.
Yeah,
You're doing excellent.
thank you. So I guess it's kind of like the sleep spell in a way that affects of
Yeah.
how many HP. So it's
Yeah.
kind of in that sort of direction. But I'm actually going to cast this at level 2.
Okay.
So it should be 8
8d10.
d10s total for me to roll. I also have to roll Wild Magic Surge for doing that.
So first roll the 8d10.
Okay. Let's see here. Should have had more. So this is going to take me a moment, folks. I appreciate your patience. Let's see here. 9 plus 6 is 15. Plus 6 is 21. Plus 5 is
26.
26. Plus 4 is 30. And there's 33. Plus another 15.
For 48.
Thank you. And then I got one more. Plus 3. So that is 51, I believe.
Okay. And do you center that on her? Or is that in an area?
It's a
springs
15-foot cone.
Okay. So, Terex, what is your HP at?
Oh, fuck.
What is my HP at? That's a great question. I'm sitting at a hot 6 HP.
So the first one affected
see.
is Terex.
Cool.
And following that up, that leaves you with 45 points to try and affect her, which is not enough to affect her.
Okay.
So, as that color spray hits Terex, what happens?
Let's see here. I
Oh,
believe
no.
you're blind. Yeah. Each creature affected by the spell is blinded until the spell ends. And subtract each creature's HP from the total before moving on to the creature. Next lowest hit points. Basically, yeah, you're blind. Sorry. I'm sorry.
And with that, as you're blinded, it is now the turn for the construct.
Oh
And the
wait, I need to
construct-
roll for wild magic.
Oh
surge.
yeah,
I'm
roll
so
on the
sorry.
magic surge.
14. So
All right, you're safe. That bumps us up to 3 on the magic surge table now. Now, the construct, taking action, bolts towards the blinded Terex and uses its move to attempt to grapple you. It'll have advantage on this strength check as you are blinded.
Yeah,
So,
that's fair.
roll. That is an unnatural 20 on the highest die.
What do I need to roll?
Just one strength saving throw.
Yeah, that's not great. That's a whole 7.
So this construct runs up and grips the closest person to the instructor, which happens to be blinded Terex, immediately putting you into a headlock. And as it does that, Anafe turns and delivers 2 punches to your solar plexus. These are attacks with these are attacks with
You're gonna
advantage.
hit.
So I need to know, does a 15 hit?
Does a 15 hit? I think so. 15 is my AC, so yeah.
All right, so a 15 hits, and the second one is a 17 plus 3, unnatural 20 there. So dealing damage, this is going to be 12 damage.
Yeah, it just hits and just, I mean, I would say lights out, but the lights were already out. So first hit, already down.
Yeah, boom, boom to the solar plexus and drops you. And as you go, she looks over at the rest of you. The last 2 remaining, Ruby and Hiccup, and says, well. And that moves us back to Ruby.
Joy.
Do we make death saves or anything?
Oh, so in this, she is taking care to not kill you. So yeah, you are not worried about death saves.
great.
Cool. Can I be like quietly chatting though with Olivar? Just be like, hey, so I just got knocked out in a routine training exercise. How is your day?
So yes, Oliver kind of chimes in and says, are we safe?
Yeah, I think so. Probably. Yeah.
Ruby, please make your move.
Okay. She's gonna cast Firebolt. It is instantaneous.
Excellent, do it.
It is. Let's see. At will. I'm just making sure I'm reading this correctly. Make a range attack against the target on hit. The target takes 1d10. So it is instantaneous 1d10.
All right, so it has already passed her turn, so she's back to 17 AC.
Of course she is. That is going to miss.
And so that
is 7.
all right, that firebolt comes and she rolls out of the way and sees it coming. And do you bonus action or anything?
Nope. So I will cast that, and then Ruby's like, ah. She looks a little upset that she can't hit her teacher. And
Yeah. And Hiccup, your move.
Cool. I am going to sacrifice a couple of sorcery points so that way I can cast Misty Step to zip behind her as a bonus action. I hope I'm doing this right.
Okay.
Let's see here. So he's gonna zip behind her for the bonus action, and for the main action, there's a fun little feature here. Let me just find it. It is a type of bite that he has. There it is. Oh, that's a bonus action.
Which you can do with an action.
Okay, great. Well, I would like to use his ability called Hungry Jaws, which I make a bite attack. And if I get to bite her, then I get 3 temporary HP.
Good. And you have advantage because you appeared quickly behind her.
Sweet. I am here for this. I will roll to see if I hit, and I will also roll to see if I surge in just a sec. I bet you none of that hit. Hold on. What is the bonus for my biting? That's +3. I don't think an 11 hits.
No, and that's with advantage?
Yeah. I rolled a 5 and an 8, folks.
She does not get bit. As you teleport behind her, she dodges to the right, assuming an attack from the left, as most people are right-handed. And so she just kind of goes in the direction that would allow her to dodge out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And you miss. And she turns around and looks at you.
Cool. I rolled a 9 on the wild magic die, so I didn't surge then either. So I'm just
Okay, we are up to 4.
Woo!
All right. Her response, an immediate sweeping kick towards you, is going to be a regular attack roll here. That is a 15. Does that hit?
I cast shield.
Nice.
She goes to kick you, and an invisible shield appears, and her shin collides with it.
And I'm going to roll surge again. I rolled a 5 this time.
Which would be next time's number.
I am getting really close.
And as it connects with the shield, she places both hands down and, like a windmill breakdance move, swings the other leg to follow through with her second attack. And that is going to be a 17. Does that hit? You have a +5 because of shield.
Yeah, so it would be a 19.
Okay, so as she collides and the shield is still protecting you, she says, good thinking. And the construct does not take a turn as it's still holding the knocked out Terex. It just sits there. Ruby, back to you.
Okay. Let's...
Terex.
How far ahead of me is she?
Since you came and shot at her, she's still about 20 feet. She hasn't left.
She's gonna try doing fireball again.
Yeah, go ahead. She's only at 17 now.
Fingers crossed. 21.
Yeah, that hits. That hits.
Finally. All right, she's gonna take 1d10. That's a 7 on the d10.
Okay, so dealing 7 damage. Excellent. And with that, she looks over at you and Hiccup, your move.
Cool. I actually have not used my meta magic, which that's why we're doing this. Let me see here. I am gonna try Shocking Grasp. That's for my action, but let me just double check my meta magic real quick. Okay, I'm not going to worry about meta magic right this second. I'm just going to take a crack at Shocking Grasp this time. And I actually am going to use Tides of Chaos to give myself an advantage on that.
All right, hold up real quick. Thank you so much, Lamperador, for the follow. All right, that roll was?
Let's see. So the first roll was a 19. And I'm going to try with that advantage. 19's my highest.
Okay. So, yep, that's an attack. That hits.
Oh, sweet. Let me see. Shocking Grasp is 1d8. That's not the d8. Here's the d8. Whopping 3 points of lightning damage. And I think with Tides of Chaos, let me just double check. I think I automatically surge from doing Tides of Chaos. Let me just double check. Yeah.
Yep.
The DM can have me roll on the Wild Magic Surge table after I cast a first level spell or higher. But that was also a cantrip.
Yeah, so that doesn't affect you this time. So, but you will roll as you cast a spell. Roll to try and hit that 5 or below.
Yep. Here we go. I rolled exactly a 5.
And it activates. I need you to roll on the Wild Surge table.
Oh god.
Got it.
Yeah, please
Okay.
be good. Please be good.
Okay, let's see. There's that, and there's that. Let's see what I get. If I get intoxication immunity again, that would be funny. So
No drunks for you.
42. Yeah, no boost for me. Oh my god! The potted plant one.
Oh my god.
For those who don't
Classic.
know, I turn into a potted plant until the start of my next turn. While a plant, I am incapacitated and have vulnerability to all damage. If I drop to 0 HP, the pot breaks and I return to my normal form. So,
What kind of pot?
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, what kind
I'm
of plant?
thinking like a nice round clay pot. An aloe vera plant would be really cute.
Little succulent. Little succulent.
Yeah, like a little
Aloe
succulent.
for that burn.
All right, so you transform into a succulent, and as that
Yeah.
happens, she is now looking back over at Ruby, and your teacher is staring you down.
Ruby looks at the potted plant. What?
And she goes to grip her dagger, and you hear clapping. And you look to your side, and walking towards the group of you is someone clapping. You see, Ruby, a fellow Genasi, a light Genasi who you recognize as Genji Wave, walking towards the center, just applauding. My friends, what a display! Oh, it was marvelous. She was going to positively kill you. Oh. And Genji Wave and the leader of the clan of Cauldareen, Kagor, the drow, and 2 satyrs are approaching the field. And you feel a healing energy come over Brutus, Ter, and Terex as they are revived as you come back online. Someone has cast healing on you from afar.
Seeing their approach, Ruby quickly like salutes.
Yeah, and you salute to Kagor?
Mhm.
Okay.
She really does it.
I would
Brutus,
salute, but I'm a plant.
Brutus, what do you do now as you come like conscious on the ground?
I mean, first she like just instantly like leaps up because she doesn't know that somebody didn't just heal her during this like training fight.
Uh-huh.
And then she sees that like there isn't a fight happening. So I roll an insight check. Is there a fight happening?
And she stands there. And yeah, so as you jump up, you're ready for this fight. Ter.
And then it's like, oh
No, go ahead.
No, she's just like, nobody's attacking. She'll just like put the sword down. It's fine.
So Ter, you came online at the same time next to Brutus. What does Ter do?
As I'll leave my eyes closed for a second as I watch the twinkles behind my eyelids as I stare at the stars forming behind there, and I open them up slowly as I try to look up at the sky, and I'll say, well, I was super close to the stars for a little while there, but I guess those were just geese in the sky. It's okay. Do I have to hit one yet? Can I heal myself?
And someone approaches you. A satyr is reaching down to help you up, and another satyr is helping Brutus up. Terex, you wake up. You're still sort of in the lock,
arms. Yeah.
but it's not like locked to where it won't let you go. It is now just sort of propped, just like at 90-degree angle arms that are holding you up, sort of slumped in its arms. So you come to. How do you respond?
I'm just gonna like sort of slide out of hands up, just get out, and probably coughing a little bit, having still been hit in the solar plexus, stumbling to my feet and just feeling a little ashamed.
And as you come to your feet, you see Kagor look over at you and then looks at the rest of the recruits and he says, Anna Faye, I've told you time and time, you can't, they're just supposed to show each other their abilities, not fight you in a blood battle. And she's like, I, as you can see, didn't kill anyone. And I think it's better for them to see themselves under pressure. Yes, but that is what the actual trial they're about to go through is for.
Can Brutus actually, she's like, as she's getting up here, she's like, actually, I do agree with the instructor here. I think it was a good lesson.
And Kagor looks over at you and says, you do realize it could have killed you, right? You get that. You understand the stakes that this mad woman plays at?
Absolutely. Isn't that the stakes we're all playing at here?
And Mel, one of the satyrs, goes, kind of got you there, boss. And Odie, the other satyr, goes, yeah, I got you there. As Mel and Odie, the satyrs, are present, twin brothers. And Kagor looks back and goes, have it your way, but do not go filing complaints to HR if things go south. Okay?
Oh no, I absolutely will be doing that.
What's HR?
And Anna Faye says, we don't really have an HR in that regards. Like, that would be him, and he doesn't want more paperwork.
Seems like you're opening yourself up for liability there.
Yeah.
I don't know that word.
And at this, Genji is clapping some more. Oh, marvelous displays! I love it! Oh, you are all so fun and exciting. What could possibly go wrong?
There's a
Now, now, you all look a little winded. Before we send you on your journey in order to complete your test trial together, a little team building exercise, why don't we get you all situated? Everyone gather around, please. Gather around. I am your... Yes.
I bring Hiccup over.
Really?
No, I was unconscious. I don't know that is Hiccup. Where's Hiccup?
You are, yeah.
Ruby's glaring at the play a little bewildered as well as a little annoyed.
And so
Let
does
me know
anyone
when I
bring
can
over the pot?
transform.
Does anyone
Yes.
bring over the pot?
I don't grab the pot. I don't know.
I'll grab it, and as I do, I'll
Ryan?
Tare was knocked out. Would you know? No,
I
Tare
mean-
wouldn't know. Oh no,
no.
Tare's seen this
I
before.
mentioned
though.
it earlier. Yeah,
Tare's seen this before.
I'll pick it up and I'll say, I guess we're repeating our old moves, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I'll save you some good meat.
And Genji says, "No, come on, all of you over here. Yes, bring the pot. Bring the pot."
Yeah.
And as you approach, Genji takes out his staff and he stabs it down into the dirt, and it digs in a little bit, and there's a little bit of like a crack as it goes into the ground, and there is a crystal at the top of it, and his body is a little bit like Tare's. This is a light genasi with a dark sort of complexion, yet his veins you can see pulsing like fiber optics throughout his body. And when he's activating his magic, you see it go throughout the entirety. And he has golden eyes as he looks at that crystal in the center of his staff, and it glows. All right, everyone touch. Everyone touch, put your hands on the staff, touch the pot to it too. That, yes, sorry, hang on, let me keep his voice. Yes, my friends, touch it to the staff, everyone, just come on.
Okay, here, Hiccup, just touch your leaf. It's okay, you got this. And
Just a little succulent leaf, just.
And as you do, Hiccup is transformed out back into full form with a hand holding the staff. Tare, do you touch the staff?
I do indeed.
Absolutely. Does everyone else? Brutus?
Yeah.
Tarek?
Brutus asks what's it gonna do.
Oh, it's going to help you feel better. We're going to coat all of this sort of nonsense off. You look a little tired, and considering where we're about to send you, you're going to need all the magic you can get.
Oh, that's just my face, but yeah, no, you're right. It'll fit.
Oh
And so all of you have grabbed onto the staff as he holds it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as you do,
Yeah.
you feel a sensation. First, there is a haze over your vision, and your vision goes white for a second. And then it comes back, and you feel refreshed. You feel great. All spell slots, abilities, and everything, as if you have taken a long rest, are back.
Heck yeah.
Can I have one of those to go, please?
In a cup.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
and
HP as well.
HP, everything. You are full back to starting.
Dope.
And Genji says, I love this part. So, shall we? And Hagor goes, yeah, no, okay, yeah, it's time. So this is Mel, this is Odie. You might have seen them around. Cool. Introductions are done. Not really a huge thing right now. That's Mel, that's Odie. End of story. These
Yeah.
two are going to head out into the forest. Your job as a team is to head on in, to locate them, and best them in combat. They will go easy, as they will not be attempting to literally murder you, but they will not make it fun. Understood? And Mel and Odie go, oh, it'll be lots of fun. Yeah, it'll be super fun.
If I sing, can you all
Okay.
promise me you'll find us if we get lost, Melanody?
Oh,
Please
yeah,
do not
we'll find
sing.
you. Oh, we'll find you so fast.
Please do not
Okay.
sing.
Mm.
I'll do
And with that, Kagor says, all right, Mel, Odie, on your way. And they, all right, see you soon. All right, yep, bye, see you soon. And they run
Okay,
off
bye.
they run off towards the outskirts of the village to head into the forest. And you're given the mission. We'll be training and observing you and watching on a few tests, so to speak, granting you points based on your performance overall. Get in, locate them, defeat them, and return. Understood?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Now, in this moment, we're going to need you to appoint a captain or leader of your group. Who amongst you is that going to be?
I would
I-
probably be a terrible decision, but I volunteer anyway. If you all want that, I mean,
Oh,
I just watched you turn into a potted plant. You don't have.
I
Exactly. It's a great
yeah,
trick.
I don't.
And he has so
It's
many
not
more.
a good trick.
I don't think that's.
So good.
I don't think that's.
Disguise.
Ruby is
you.
entirely unimpressed that you
see,
turned into
that's
a plant.
why that's why leaders. I mean, I don't know any. Look, I'm
Good.
I'm used to running the packs. I've never been the alpha, so I don't.
I have two thoughts.
You
I
would
would
be
have
a
never
good
guessed.
alpha.
Um,
You'd be very good.
And
alpha.
Brutus, you were saying something?
Yeah, Brutus, she said, I have two thoughts. Ruby was raised here, correct?
Yes, I was raised here.
That does mean you have some insight into how things work.
Mm.
But Tarek showed perseverance in her test when she was showing us her abilities. I think either of them would make fine choices.
Ruby kind of turns to Terex. As someone who was raised here, I'm giving you the opportunity if you'd like to lead.
Oh, I'm not really the leadership type. I will defer to you. You seem to know what you're doing.
Any opposed?
Oh.
In favor.
Excellent. Then it's sorted. Ruby, you're in charge. Ruby, would you please take your team out there and complete your mission?
onwards, and she just walks.
And that is where this first half is going to pause. Now, as this is going to be an audio format as a podcast, I'm going to add something in here that will be tacked on before we go to break, but also at the end of episode 1. While we record these, they are actually, every time we record a 3-hour episode, it's going to be cut into 2 episodes for the podcast. So, this is the prologue after episode 1.
Boom, boom.
Somewhere underground, panting, someone cries out, you can't do this to me. This doesn't make any sense. You're not them anymore. And a body is dragging itself across the ground, blood seeping out of it, wooden stakes all pierced through its chest and stomach, and it is dragging itself, blood dripping. You shouldn't be able to do. And music plays in its mind, and it can't move. It's paralyzed. And a sound, a haunting melody, and a face leans down. Oh, my. Can't do it. That's not really the word here. No, it's definitely happening. I mean, look at that. As one of the stakes in its chest begins to take shape and begins to grow into the form of what looks like sprouting little branches and leaves growing out of the center of its chest. No, you can't do this to me. No, I did. I've done this a lot, so I'm not bad at this. I don't understand why you guys get so thrown off by this. You're the bad guys. And this vampire that has been stabbed with this stake lets out one last as it completely snaps in half and is transformed as this wooden stake becomes the entirety of a tree. And its body and its spirit and its blood and its energy, food for this tree. And you see on it an emblem that was on the clothing of this vampire, signifying a very high-ranking member of the vampire order, the Royal Knights. And as it pans away, you see this tree amongst 4 others, and a half-elf looking paler than you'd expect cracks his neck. Well. And who said gardening isn't fun? And we pan out there.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
What in Lord is
Yeah.
that? Oh my god.
Okay, so
Anybody else stressed?
no, I totally get all of those references. I know exactly what's happening.
Say, this is exactly why Hiccup is afraid to turn into plants.
All right, folks,
Oh.
this is going to be where we take a 10-minute break to catch our breath, get ready for episode 2, part 2 for you guys. And we're going to be back in 10 minutes and we'll be diving into this next part. A real quick shout out to our affiliate that we're with, Found Familiar Coffee. Just a little plug here. If you guys like D&D coffee, I highly recommend you check out. If you like coffee, I highly recommend you check out Found Familiar Coffee. You can find them at foundfamiliarcoffee.com. But a cool bonus is we are an affiliate. This whole network is. So if you go to foundfamiliar.com/Lark Network, and we'll drop that in the chat right now. We'll have Zep drop that for us. foundfamiliar.com/Lark Network. You'll get 10% off your first order, and we get a little bonus for referring people, so it helps fund this network. And if you don't remember the code, you can also just go to foundfamiliar.com and input Lark Network on upon checkout as your coupon code. So make sure to do that, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and head to break. Thanks so much.
the fuck up.
And we're back. Woo! What a heck of a first half, everybody. Hello. Hello and welcome, and thank you for the 100. Thank you for the 200 there, Nick, on the bits and cheers. Whew, you guys have been an amazing crowd so far, and I've been watching the chat, but as you can see, I've got so much I'm doing over here. So I'm glad that the players are chatting with you, but how are y'all enjoying this so far, everybody, players and chat?
So good.
I
So
am
good.
so hype.
I think Leadership Hot Potato is going to be my next like team building game. So we'll see how
Oh
that goes.
no.
Yeah, let's just change it every.
Oh
Every
no.
every mission, it's going to be a different leader.
Who's
Excellent.
your leader? Rock, paper, scissors for it this time? All right, cool.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Trash
all of us are
4.
just like, I don't.
Trash
Right.
4, thanks so much for joining us. You joined in the break, but don't worry, it's going to be a real good second episode too. So we're going to be rolling along here. So a real quick rundown. You can see their characters on the screen, and their player names. Make sure you follow all of these lovely people on TikTok and Twitch. And without further ado, what do y'all say we get into this second half?
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Ready.
Do it.
Go.
All right. So, the group of you have just been given your mission. Head into the woods and hunt down your counterparts, Mel and Odie, 2 satyr instructors who work here at the Clan of Cauldareen. They are also field agents. So, this will not be a simple task. You are, as a team, to work together, head in, defeat them in combat, and return. So, on your way.
Can I make a survival check for tracking purposes to see if I can pick up any clues on the direction that they've gone?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Okay.
And with this, as you go to make that roll, though, so you have Ruby, who has been appointed sort of lead on this. So yeah, go ahead and make that roll.
12. That's my roll.
So with a 12, you can see pretty easily the tracks just head straight ahead, right towards an entrance to the forest, and they have headed on in. So yeah, you do pick up some base tracks that you can follow. Yep.
Cool. I'm not going to say anything because I assume that everybody else can see it.
That's kind of you.
I don't. If we wanted to like go in, I guess, and be quiet about all of this, I can help with that and make sure our advances aren't noticed.
Yes.
And
Stealth would be to the advantage.
Okay.
on that note, I have disadvantage on stealth.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Being a
paladin.
paladin in heavy armor, just mentioning.
Charuruka 13, thanks so much for the follow.
Well, I can help out, and I'll go step in the middle of the group as I touch another star on my hand and look at it as I say, I think this is the right one. This'll do, and I'll pick it up and let a little bit of spark it leave my hand and go into the air as it disperses, and I cast Pass Without a Trace.
Excellent.
Oh,
Perfect.
tidy.
Perfect.
Now,
Well-
just in case the viewers don't understand what Pass Without a Trace does, please give us the rundown.
Absolutely. So Pass Without a Trace, for the duration, each creature I choose, which is our party currently within 30 feet of me, has a +10 bonus to stealth checks and can't be tracked except by magical means. Yeah,
Excellent.
Thank you.
absolutely.
Now, and can people see you?
So they can see us. However, we don't leave any tracks or traces that way.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right. So as you've cast this now and you are all ready to go, but I'll leave this in Ruby's hands to direct.
So do we
First
just
off, thank
go
you.
into the forest?
Hair, was it?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's not terrible to call me that.
She completely ignores that, and then and looks to the lizard folk. Please do not turn into a plant. Hearing this, I would like to impress them.
I
Um, if you can help that at all, that would be wonderful.
I I'm gonna be blunt with you on this one. That is something that's out of my control, so I can't promise anything. I'd rather be upfront with you about that right off the bat. Some
Then
things I
listen to
can
her.
Be honest.
control. Yeah, some things I can
What
control. That is one of the things I cannot control.
what can you control?
Certain ways of how I could channel my magics.
That works, I guess. Thank you
Yep.
for the honesty. I do appreciate that. And
Mhm.
looks around at the rest of the party.
Oh, by the way,
Uh,
there's some tracks here. For you to see it. Yeah, they're right
she kind
there.
of looks down. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Cool.
Looks to the rest of the other two skill sets,
I
thoughts.
can I can be a giant dog and help us search if we wanted to.
You can be a giant dog.
Well, have you seen a mastiff before? I think those are giant. They're pretty big. I like them.
Large dogs, yeah.
Yeah.
If
Have a good
I'm,
nose.
my skills are mostly swords, but I do think it might be wise at this point to gather all of our information in one place. So, big and small, what does everyone know about satyrs? And more specifically, what does everyone know about Mel and Odie personally? What could help us?
I think I've seen them in a dream once.
Yeah, so you can all make a history check right now if you would like to know what you have learned about Mel and Odie around the clan of Cauldareen.
I'm more concerned by
Yeah.
him saying, I think I saw them in a dream once. That's a very concerning statement.
Yeah.
There's
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Would a nature
Uh,
check be doable for the nature of satyrs themselves?
Ooh.
I could give you a nature check on satyrs, and then I will need a history check on specifically Mel and Odie.
Cool. I can do a nature check on satyrs because I know for a fact Hiccup wouldn't know jack squat about Mel and Odie.
All right, so we'll start off first with Brutus because it was your idea.
okay.
What'd you get?
Let's use history. I have a
History.
-1 to that. That'll be a 9.
Okay. So from your small town in Hogstown.
Hogs.
Yeah, your small town of Hogstown. You actually haven't dealt with satyrs. Like it's not a thing really. But let me ask you this. Between earlier when you granted access to see through your eyes and now that was your training, and then you went and you had some rest time, and then you came to the field training. Did you take away that access?
No, I would say actually in general, Oliver would pretty much if he wants to be able to see, he can. Seems sort of cruel to not allow him
Mhm.
to. So pretty much anytime he's like interested, he can see stuff unless Brutus specifically says otherwise.
So roll with advantage.
Oh, dope. Uh, so that's a 14
All right.
with my -1.
So as you think in your mind, you have the thoughts of, so I saw them, goat bottom half, man upper half,
Mhm.
magical. You have those thoughts to yourself, just sort of assessing exactly what you saw. And
Mhm.
Oliver sort of just starts feeding images into your mind that they're Fae, and he recognizes that simply by being a Fae himself, like just satyrs are Fae. Like it's just there's like a
Just a
blatant, just like
yeah.
satyrs are Fae. And
Uh,
with that,
cool.
he adds and Fae like playing games. And that's about as much as he says.
Okay. Should Brutus share that now, or do we want to wait for everybody else to make their
Yeah, so let's
rolls?
get everyone's rolls real quick. Yeah, go ahead and everybody's roll. If you are 20 to 15, let me know.
I'm 17.
Okay.
Okay.
So you, anyone else?
Nope.
Oh, I'm muted.
12.
Oh, I've been
Oh,
muted
Terry.
this whole time.
Oh no!
no.
That explains a lot. I had a question. That's why people were ignoring me.
Because we're not ignoring you. We
Yeah.
do like
Not
to
on
know
Because you couldn't hear me.
Okay, so hold on. For podcast purposes, we're going to be able to edit that out now that we paused. As if you weren't muted, please lead in with your question.
My question is, since they are Fae, do I get advantage on this because I have advantage on history checks pertaining to Fae, Fiend, and Undead?
Yes.
Non-natural 20.
Okay. So, are you doing the history check here?
Yes.
So you specifically also got this, where Mel and Odie are twin brothers who love to work. They work together. They are a strike team by themselves because they are so mischievous and they are hard to track and hard to manage, as they are both charming and terrifying with their magical flutes, their pan flutes. And that is their go-to choice, as it helps avoid any close combat. Okay, 15 to, oh, you got a 17, right? Someone?
I did.
You got Ruby. And again, so you've got that same information. And I think as far as everyone else, since those are the highest, that is what you've got. And that nature check, I guess real quick on Hiccup, what did you get on the nature check?
12.
Okay. So again, you've got the basic understanding of them, that they are quick and they are nimble and they are able to cast magic. So this is the information you all have in your heads. Brutus, you had that thought of sharing it. That is now available.
Okay. Brutus will kind of sort of lean forward and just ponders. And she'll be like, okay, so they'll want to be playing games with us. I mean, that makes sense. Give us easy tracks to follow in. Things get more difficult later. But if we're able to follow them close enough, I can sense the presence of Fae within a fairly wide range around me. So if we're able to get onto their path, I can know where they are.
Ruby looks to Hiccup. You said you saw tracks, correct?
These tracks, yeah.
The- These tracks, yeah.
I'm right here. Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Currently, I'm reminding the party we have also passed without a trace. So, if we want to circle, kind of break off, not far from each other, let us not split the party, especially in the first episode. Um, but if we want to break off into a small portion heading one direction and one headed the other, and we can meet in the middle to see if we can find maybe where they've gone. They do like ranged attacks, so close combat is not going to be your best option. Thoughts? As she looks around the party.
That sounds good to me.
Seems good. I'd like to remain in line of sight. The two of them tend to do tricks and charms, so I'd rather not lose sight of one another in case they pull something weird.
There.
Oh no.
Looks to
Oh,
Tear
right.
and Hiccup. I'm gonna split you two up.
Oh.
You're gonna split up Scooby and Shaggy.
I'm gonna split you two up. And looks to Tear. I'm gonna put you with
Can I have the plant?
okay, you have the plant. And plant boy. Go
Like,
with that
oh,
one.
that's just what I am
Plant
now.
boy.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
plant boy.
Hiccup, don't listen to them. You look very pretty as a plant, okay?
Starboy. Go
Yeah,
with
Nush.
me and the looks at Brutus, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You'll come with us. So
Okay.
you've got Plant Boy, we've got Starboy. Let's go.
Okay.
Now, how far of a distance are you separating? As Pass Without a Trace has how much of a radius?
30 feet.
Okay, we'll
30
probably
feet.
about 30 feet then. We'll say 25 feet just to be safe. That way, if something does happen,
Okay.
we'll walk about 25 feet from each other.
And you are both going to be heading in towards the forest.
Yes.
Mhm.
And you begin your approach, and you're walking through the village, and you're getting to the outskirts, following the tracks that lead directly out one of the sides of the village. There is a good gap of just a field basically between you and the actual tree line. They do that to help prevent anyone from sneaking in directly from the tree line into town. They'd have to cross about 100 yards of open space and hope a sentry didn't see them. So yeah, Mel and Odie have headed in that direction, and you are following their tracks, correct?
Mhm.
So their tracks lead you straight forward and into the forest. And you're at the tree line now. What do you do, Ruby?
Mm, I see if the tracks continue in their directions they're going.
Yes. Make a perception check here.
Yeah.
And real quick, tell me the two groups that we have.
So it is myself, Brutus, and Terror. And the others, and the other two are 25 feet from us.
Okay, Terex and Hiccup, 25 feet.
The bad bitches.
Is that what?
All right. So what was your perception check?
14. 13.
Okay. So yes, you see that they keep progressing straight forward, and then it looks like the two of them. One thing you notice with that though is the tracks blend into one. So they were walking side by side. You were following two sets of satyr tracks, and then the one on the left stopped. But with a 14, you can kind of pick up that they have been walking step for step, following each other, thus eliminating one of their tracks.
I think if I get into my dog form, I can start smelling them, so we can track them with smell as
Can
well
you-
as sight.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was it. Yeah.
All right, your team's response: the offer to transform into a dog.
Yeah. Go for it. If you think it's
All
helpful.
right. I think I might be a little shaggy here, so I'll take a step back, and I'll pick one of the stars on my skin, and I'll start moving it a little bit. And as I do, my arms start contracting bit by bit by bit, and I turn into this blue and white-haired dog that also has the same patterns that I had on me before on them.
If you were to tell us a breed of dog, what is it?
A mastiff.
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so you
I would
complete that
choose the same-
transformation. Let me ask you a question now. Are you able to maintain and concentrate magic while you are in animal form?
Absolutely. I can't cast any new spells, but I can maintain magic while I'm in wild shape.
Excellent. Then Pass Without a Trace is still active.
Yes. I'm going to go ahead and start sniffing at the tracks that we already know and we've seen, just to get their scent, and then keep tracking as we go.
Okay, give me a perception check then.
Abso-freaking-lutely. And
I
hearing.
assume it's with advantage or something as a dog.
Absolutely. The Mastiff has advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing or smell. Haha. Okay, let's see. Come on, buddy. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. I guess it was the dice after all. That will be oh my goodness, a 20, unnatural 20.
Excellent. Y'all have heard of Airbud, but let me introduce you to Starbud.
Yeah.
You've heard of Airbud, but do y'all know Star Pal? So,
My
you,
favorite knockoff.
with an unnatural 20, you are able to track them for sure. This is the smell of them, and it is heading forward. And yes, this is their tracks, and you've got them dead to rights. And you can lead the party. Are you at the front, or you're in two separate groups? So where are you at?
I would be with the other with my group. I'll be leading our group. I would say we would be on track.
you're-
I would say we're
Okay,
following
so
it.
you're on the tracks. Does that mean Terex and Hiccup are walking sort of either off the path, like sneakily through the woods, or?
Yeah, I would say we're probably off the path, like to the right side, we'll
Okay.
say, in the woods, lagging a little bit behind.
Cool. All right. At this point, I need everyone to make a perception check.
Perception. Hey. Am I good at perception? Oh, thank God. And there goes my die. All the way across the kitchen.
I
I'm gonna use
heard
my
it.
other.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You're very
Very
loud.
dramatic.
use my other die here. Okay. 18.
Also 18.
Brutus?
I'm just gonna fish out another D20
13.
and get my other D20
Ruby?
later.
Got a 20.
Tear.
15.
Okay. Yeah, you've got the tracks and they're moving forward and you all can see them. You've pretty easy to track. They've done a cool little thing where it looks like one of them has vanished, but you understand they're walking one after the other, which should be slowing them down a little bit. And at this point, off on the right, I'm going to need a dex save from Terex and Hiccup.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's a 24 for Terex.
Okay, and
And
Hiccup?
you said I had to make another roll? What was the
A
roll again?
dex save.
A dex save. Lovely.
Eric really said, "Arrows, never seen them, or they will."
They
never
don't even
see
go
them."
here.
That's. You know what? This is a nat 1.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna keep that, but I'm gonna swap out with another die.
Cool. So with that, the two of you walking in the woods on the off the beaten path, following your party, Terex, immediately hearing a sound to their right, leans back as a deer jumps in front of them and collides with Hiccup. Hiccup, I need you to
Yes.
take 2 points of damage,
Okay.
of bludgeoning damage, as this deer crashes into you and you fall prone, and it shakes its head and runs across the path, and then runs past your team, runs past the group that's actually on the path, runs right by you all and cuts left and runs off into the fog.
Ruby kind of looks back.
Dear,
Oh dear.
Good pun.
This is what you're stuck with, Ruby. Have fun. I just kind of whisper over to her.
I think I found one of them.
Good eye. Good eye.
Terex
All
will
right.
kind of help you out.
I'll start whipping
He
my head
accepts the
back and forth
help.
as I
How
look at where
tall
the
is
deer disappeared into, and looking back at my friends.
how tall is
Good dog.
Terex, if you don't mind me asking?
With the combat boots, probably 6 feet.
Be the same
Dang.
height then. He is also 6
Brutus
feet.
is 5'3".
That's adorable.
Brutus is 5'3".
Yeah, she's really
That's
small.
beautiful.
Oh
Love
no.
that for her. Amazing. As if I
It's
couldn't
really
love
like-
Brutus anymore.
It sounds like Hiccup has been lifted back up. What
Yes.
do you all do at this point?
Ruby's gonna look
Um,
to Tear and kind of deer, like kind of asking if the deer has the same scent as the tracks he's currently following.
I'll try and run towards where it was running through and see if I could catch some of the scent of that deer. See if it's similar to what I'd been tracking before.
Sure, make a perception check.
Absolutely. Oh, that's super nice. 18 plus 6 for 24.
Hell yeah.
Aw.
Yeah,
at
no,
this, you'll
that's
exceed it.
a great roll. You don't smell anything. You don't smell the deer. You don't smell
Oh, he doesn't-
melanody. Yeah, you don't smell anything. Okay. What do you do?
Tricks.
I'll shake my head and I'll run back to them, and as I keep going back and just.
No.
Okay, cool. So, and it keeps going. You guys keep going.
Yeah, after
Yeah.
looking over, making sure Hiccup is up, and now they're walking again, Ruby presses on.
Okay. Everyone make a perception check.
19 plus 6 this time.
Let's see.
get it.
Perception. I got a 9 this time.
I also got a 9.
I got a nat 20.
Let's
Hey! So Brutus.
I got
All
a
right.
shirt.
So,
Bad bitches.
Bad
okay. So we got a nat 20 on Brutus, and we got a 9, a 9. What was 15 on Ruby?
13.
13, and what was Tear?
25.
25. Tear and Brutus, you both hear the same sound. You've gone about another 20 yards into the forest. You're following the tracks. You hear the cracking of a branch, and you both immediately turn around. I need Terex, Hiccup, and Ruby to make a dexterity save.
Okay.
Okay, dexterity saving.
Natural
throw.
one.
We're getting so many nat ones today. All right,
It's
hang
so
on. I have
good.
to see.
Is that a nat
dex
1?
That's a nat 1 for me. But for a
Ruby?
total of 6.
It's a 19 for me. 16 plus 3. 19.
Okay, and Hiccup?
save. 5.
So Terex and Hiccup, you hear the
Mhm.
crack again, but this time, Terex, you don't see it in time as a deer smashes into you and Hiccup together. Both take 2 points of damage. This deer runs out onto the path, freaks out, and runs forward. This time it clips Ruby. Ruby, take 2 points of damage as this deer cuts in front of your party and vanishes to the left into the fog.
Do you think we're supposed to chase them?
Probably.
That seems dumb.
I think at this point I want to activate my divine sense. Because we're running into these weird deer and stuff, and I think I just want to know. Oh, you know what? Actually, never mind. I take that back. I thought that detected Fae, but it says it's only celestial, fiend, and undead.
Gotcha.
So I guess I'm wrong. Never mind.
Yep. I'm gonna hop up and help
I don't
Terex
care.
up this time.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right, make a perception check, everyone.
I would like to keep an eye out for more deer as well this time.
Sure. Yeah, you can ready that.
I think he's
well.
been so busy looking out for deer, he's just not focusing on anything else. That's a 4.
I also got a 4.
That
Yeah,
is
indeed. Brutus and Ruby?
Bitches only.
And
15.
And a 15.
And a 22 for Tear.
Okay. Tear, you are smelling the ground, and as you're sniffing, you have reached a point. You're following the tracks, and you can smell your own scent. You can smell your party on the ground in front of you.
Oh. I'm gonna growl and step in front of the party, and I'm gonna take my paw and dig into the dirt and try and draw a circle.
Mm.
What is it, boy?
And I'll start digging into the circle again, and I'll point at Brutus as I point back to the circle again and start drawing it again.
Am I stuck in a
We're
well?
going in circles. Is that what you're saying, Lassie? We're going in circles.
Thanks, Skibby.
Good girl.
Well,
That must mean that was the exact same deer that just ran into us.
it's just running. Okay, should I just try running straight to the left and see if I come back through the right?
You
Try. Don't hit the deer.
Yeah, I'm just going to run perpendicular. Actually, no, I'm just going to dart ahead as fast as I can to see if I run back and see the party from behind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you run. So that's what you choose to do.
Yep.
So
This is a smart idea.
You run forward as fast as you can, and as you do so, you look back over your shoulder. You see the party, and you run up, and you keep running forward, and suddenly you are behind the party.
Ugh,
Guys,
Ruby turns. Ugh. Start going in circles.
Hmm.
Ugh.
okay.
Okay. We need a new plan then.
I'll take my head again and start pointing in the direction that the deer disappeared into. Earth?
As good a plan as any.
Cool.
Sure.
Follow the deer.
Yeah, worth a try.
Lead the way, boy.
And I'll start running in that direction. I know I couldn't smell anything, but I'll try and walk in that space at least.
Cool. Yeah, so you head in that direction and you run and the whole party follows. Yeah, so you cut through there off the beaten path and you walk and you walk and you walk. Everyone make a perception check.
Oh no.
On it.
As we're going, may I just like with a dagger or something? Made another nat 20 on my perception.
You.
I'm just like,
Oh,
it's gonna bite me in the
Is it
ass
me?
later. I just know it is.
That's exactly how
it's
statistic
like,
works.
Myri, we've all been
but I
rolling
was-
that once. This is the dice making up for it.
No, but what I was gonna ask before I rolled that and it distracted me was if, as we're going, I could carve like little, just like arrows in the trees, just small ones as
Sure.
we're going. So that way, if we come back around, hopefully, we'll spot that we're doing that.
cool. Yeah, so you guys are walking and you got a nat 20. What are the other rolls?
17.
5.
Nat 20 as well.
8.
Nice.
Okay. So I am going to need, so Tare and Brutus with your nat 20s, you both recognize the sound again, the two of you. Maybe this is Shaggy and Scooby. Or maybe this is Fred. But you have recognized the sound of a breaking branch. And from the right of your party, are you all in one group now?
Yes.
So, yeah.
From the right of your party comes crashing a deer, and then it turns and runs straight, coming up from behind this group. And then it follows through. Thanks so much for the raid, Mimics. Welcome, the 7 of you. Welcome to our stream. We're going to keep rolling. This deer comes from the right side of the forest in the direction, then comes up from behind you. I need Terex, Ruby, and Hiccup to make a dex save.
Oh god.
Oh, I roll high on that one.
You said a dex save?
Yep.
19 this time.
24.
8.
Ruby and Hiccup, it collides with you two. Take 2 points of damage. It runs ahead of you and then to the left
This deer is going to be the death of me.
Ruby
and
looks
vanishes
Wait,
into the fog. Now, mind you, the left is now what would have been, if you were still going your other route, it would have been behind you. But now, since you have turned, it has gone to what is still the left of you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Since the deer collided into me, can I cast Shocking Grasp on the deer?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
I was gonna ask a similar question on if I could like wrestle the deer.
Cool.
Tell us
I-
who your master
I would like
are.
to cast Shocking Grasp on the deer. See if I can just stun the guy. I'm not going for anything lethal, just want to stun the guy.
So,
Um,
Win.
yeah, make that attack roll.
Okay, does a 16 hit?
Yes, as you reach out immediately as it collides with you to try and cast Shocking Grasp, you activate your spell and describe what the spell looks like for Hiccup.
Let's see. For Shocking Grasp, I would say coming from his chest, sparks of electricity dance down his arm and into his palm as it kind of shoots out of his palm like a little taser.
And as your hand comes into contact with that deer in order to shoot that taser out, you see the taser go through it and strike the ground as the deer continues moving.
Well, at least we know it's not an actual deer. They're fucking with us.
Not surprising, but good job.
I'm going to try and look into the trees, see if there's any satyrs up in the tree line
I
hiding.
would also like to try.
to the right, specifically where I saw the deer coming from.
I'll look to the left.
Okay. And you look and make your rolls.
Whoa.
Actually, we'll just use the perception checks you guys just got. So, because you already had a 20. And yeah, you can see that there is no satyrs there. You look up in the trees to check the tree line, and there is no one ready to drop on you or anything of the sort. And Terex, you on the left, you don't see anything either.
What do you think they want us to do? Do you think they want us to split up?
Probably, yes.
If that's what they want us to do, we shouldn't do it.
Well, we shouldn't do it, but if we don't want to just keep running around and round in circles all day, I think we might have to.
Play their game, since they like to
Yeah.
play games.
Make them think we're playing their game.
I think if the outcome's the same, it really doesn't matter our motivations.
True.
We should at least go in pairs, right?
Yeah.
At minimum, but what if is the deer, so does it seem like the deer is still leading us in circles? Like, since we started following the deer, have we come across a place where we've been before, I guess?
Make a check.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for my little arrows that I've been making.
I also have a question.
Yeah.
Wait, is this an investigation or what is this? What check
That
is
would be an
this?
investigation, sorry.
That's a 10.
Okay. That is enough to see that there is a path up ahead, like you're about to come to another path right ahead of you. And what was your question, Amelia?
About, has the deer been coming at a frequent interval? Or has it been sort of randomly spaced out?
That would be investigation, I think.
Oh, I probably don't know, not with that roll. Wait. Would that count as information about Faye? I guess not, probably.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I rolled a 3 again.
Let's go.
That's like a 6. It doesn't matter.
You
Meant to be.
so I'm sorry, what was the roll?
It's a 6.
So you have the idea form about timing the deer,
Okay.
but you have not the information because the idea is just now occurring to you. You have not done the timing of them in your head.
I'll start doing that now. The gears are turning.
Excellent. And Brutus, that investigation gave you the idea of a path ahead.
Yeah, I'll point that out up ahead to everyone. Just be like, I mean, there is that. She gestures, looking nervous. There. That's new.
News good?
I was saying, new is better than going in circles. And Ruby kind of shrugs and then starts headed in that direction.
Great. As all of you step, do you all go?
Yeah.
Okay.
But perhaps we shouldn't go directly on the path. Maybe we should go around the path
Good.
in case they left traps right on the
You want
path.
to flank? Split on either side?
Ruby kind of directs. She's like, I'll go forward, you guys flank. We'll see. Kind of meet.
Okay.
And
I mean, or maybe I'm not very stealthy.
go ahead.
You still have the if Tear is with you, you still have the pass without a trace.
Okay.
Ruby kind of like,
Because I can go through the loudest path if we need, because I've got disadvantage on all those stealth
so you're
checks.
good at the moment.
Okay.
I'm pretty good at staying quiet, so I can split off from you, Tear.
Okay. So you separate into two parties, correct?
Yep.
Okay, and you advance towards the path. You both groups come to the edge of the tree line, and as they look forward, they will see tracks of a single set of tracks heading forward, and four sets of feet, footprints, and a set of dog prints heading down that path.
Ruby sighs.
This again. Should we?
But have we been down here before?
That's
Yeah.
our prince.
Those are Ruby kind of.
But does anyone actually remember walking this path?
I think this is the same path as earlier. I think we've just somehow gone in a circle the other way and looped back to the
Um,
other side of the path.
Would anyone like to investigate that particular question?
Yeah, Ruby
Yes.
would.
Yo quiero. I'd like
I
to.
trust the path.
I-
Just the path.
It's just the fact.
Yeah.
I am rolling so shitty.
I
Investigation.
could roll an investigation for it.
8 for Terex.
I won't do great, but I could.
Investigation's
Nah.
not my specialty, but I'll try it anyway. I rolled a nat 20.
Oh, I rolled a
Hiccup.
14.
Nice.
So,
Good job.
Would have been a
Hiccup.
19, but I rolled a nat 20.
Hiccup, you look down at the ground and actually, hang on. What are everyone else's rolls, real quick? Brutus,
12.
Tear. Oh, Tear
I
didn't
didn't-
roll. Tear didn't roll. You
Yeah,
trust
yeah.
the path. Tarek,
8.
Ruby.
14.
Okay. So Brutus and Ruby, Brutus had the idea of like, but is this really our path? And in looking around, you see what looks like your tracks and what looks like everything is good to go. Ruby, you recognize just sort of some markers, but Hiccup with a nat 20, you look across the path because it's just a small path that, is going either left or right, but across it, you see some sections of the woods that are sort of stepped in and busted, and you see an arrow carved on one of the trees ahead of you.
I'm going to point that out to the rest of the party.
And Brutus recognizes their own handiwork.
All right, I guess we have been through here before.
What if we try splitting up and going separate directions on the same path? See if we join back together?
Could work.
Okay.
At this point, we're just going in circles anyways. We might as well.
I mean, this is a really shitty solution, but what if we just burned the forest?
Believe me, I've thought about it, but I think they'd ring us for it.
I mean,
I
they
mean,
didn't
what if
say
what if there
not
was a way to bring them to us? In a way. Like
Start
find
burning
some way to
forest
lure them out.
Are you
No.
suggesting we light the forest on fire to draw them to us to stop us?
Yes.
I'm gonna also start howling. And as much of a sing-songy voice as I could muster as a mastiff. Remembering my promise to Mel and Odie earlier, telling them that I would sing to them so they would come to us. I'm gonna try and do
Ooh.
that.
Did we all hear that bit earlier about singing to them? Was that?
Yeah, I said it out loud.
Yeah, because I
Ooh,
believe Ruby was like, please don't do that.
because honestly, like, if that seems like a valid idea in any way, Brutus has this little music box with her that plays by itself whenever somebody who is holding it dances. And she'll be like, I mean, I do have music to accompany us, so, I'll do like a little spin with my music box
Aw.
Tear,
to accompany the howling.
Tear and Brutus,
Little dance.
Tear and Brutus, make a perception check based on sight.
Ruby is
Okay.
covering her
Oh.
like
It's like,
Oh
what's
fuck me!
her fingers to the bridge of her nose. Just oh my god.
Ooh, mine's pretty good at 17.
I have advantage, so I'm glad I didn't. But I had a 1 and a 3 is what I rolled, so that's a 9 for me.
Oof.
You are howling, and as you're howling, you shut your eyes as a dog does. Oh! And you're doing that. You're focused on your listening, so your eyes are closed. But Brutus, in the midst of this, you see for a split second everything around you flicker. For a second, the trees and the ground and the path flickers a little. The tracks on the ground, all of it, you caught for just a second. A flicker. And it's back to normal.
I'm like, no, that did something.
Hmm?
That did something. I saw it was it
What
just
kind of did
like
something.
it did like this, and she does like a little wave with her hand,
Like
like a candle, like going like this, and she
Oh,
waves her hand like
a
she's
blip?
indicating like a candle flickering like in the wind, and just doesn't
Like
know what the right
Squiggles, it
description.
flames, it's
Like-
bright, it flickers, it
Yes, that one.
flickers. Okay. Cool.
like Ruby had an illusion.
As you say the word
Maybe.
illusion, a blast of energy just and you watch as the forest you're standing in fades, and you are now on a path with 2 sets of tracks heading forward and no markings of anything you've seen before.
Oh, that's tidy.
Everybody's gonna look to Brutus. Good job.
It was Tara's idea.
It's better than my
I
idea.
give Tara like I give him like an ear fluffle. Yeah, just like scritch his ears.
And
Their ears, I'm sorry.
no, he uses all pronouns, so yes.
Oh, fair,
And
yeah.
he'll start patting it or tapping his right hind leg on the ground.
Aw,
Yeah.
cutie.
Excellent. So yes, you now see a path before you, and you do not smell your own tracks. Tara, you smell fresh tracks of the satyrs heading forward.
Perk up and pick up the pace as I start following them. Not running, but just excited.
Okay. So, do you all follow?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'm also going to I'm gonna have my lance ready because Ruby said that they like to attack from range, and in case like that extra bit of reach on the lance helps me to get to them in case I can't get close enough, I think I'd like to have that weapon ready.
See
Okay.
Brutus getting
because
her
it can
lance
reach
ready.
farther.
Hiccup just thinks for a sec and goes, "That's not a bad idea." And he pulls out this light crossbow that he's had this entire time. He just never brought it out.
Ruby looks and keeps walking. And eyes exasperated a little bit, but more focused on the basket hand.
Like, you okay? You okay, Ruby?
Just fine. Thanks, Hiccup. Just fine.
Cool. And he pulls out a bolt and just starts loading the crossbow.
Ruh-roh, Hiccup.
All right. Do you all follow the tracks?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
As you follow forward, it opens up into a small clearing, and ahead in the center of the clearing, you can see a dagger dug into the ground, and hanging off the top of the dagger is a pan flute in the center of this open field.
Ruby's gonna kind of put a hand out to kind of stop the party. Gesture.
Oh, that is bait, that is.
Should I shoot the bait?
I think that-
Ask Ruby.
just
Yes.
telephone between all the characters. Just telephone all the way up.
Should she loot the crate?
Should he crit the loot? What?
Should he root the crouton?
What's a crouton?
How much? What's a crouton with you?
What is happening?
All right.
Anyways, I load my hand crossbow.
You shoot it.
No, I ready it. I'm looking for any movement.
So Ruby's going to survey like the tree line across from them.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Absolutely. It's a 13 plus what's my perception? 1, so 14.
Yeah, you scan it and you see nothing there. The tracks lead towards the center of the field, and the dagger and the pan flute, and then the tracks continue out the other side of the clearing.
Kind of look to the party and quietly ask, so could you just hit the dagger and knock over the pan flute? Or do you think you'd hit the pan flute?
Try. How good of a shot are you, Hiccup?
I don't.
I mean, I'm a decent shot with my.
I'm okay. I mean, I've hunted, but I know. I could try.
Where is your confidence?
Do you want me to take this one?
I mean, I can try.
I believe in you both.
Ooh,
Thumbs up.
Ooh, what if we both tried? You could take the dagger and I could take the flute. We could just both knock it out at the same time.
That seems like a very wise idea. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for the dagger, aiming to hit the dagger with my light crossbow or hand crossbow.
Let's see. And my
Hey, look on
shot
your face.
was.
Oh.
Where is my proficiency?
You got it.
I got a
plus
24.
24 for Terex, and what for Hiccup?
13. There it is.
All right. Exister, thank you for the follow. With a 24 and a 13, you both hit your mark. What were you aiming for, Terex? The dagger or the flute?
I was going for the dagger.
Okay, you shoot and you nail the dagger perfectly to where it kind of pops up, and as your arrow digs into the dirt just beneath it, and your perpendicular arrow flies by from or your crossbow bolt nails the pan flute at the same time, Hiccup. And as you do, they separate and nothing happens.
I'm going
And
to
then-
offer her a high five because we both nailed it.
You get like a very gentle sort of. It's like the hand is there and taps your hand, but it's not an enthusiastic high five.
Take it.
Just a touch.
It's not crisp.
And suddenly you hear music, a quick little melody just ring out. Someone plays on a pan flute somewhere ahead. And then you hear a sound as something, and you hear this weird squealing. And then as it changes its sound,
Wait, don't like that.
Why the
and
music-
suddenly a giant boar bursts out from the tree line, and it is and it's tossing its head from side to side, and it looks like it's crazed or charmed. Roll initiative.
Oh my god.
Natural one.
No.
Nice.
Oh,
Total of
The
4.
music stopping was the most terrifying, and I hate it here. I
Yeah,
love
where
it.
it was just like,
Okay. Got a 10 on that one.
All right, we got 10 on Hiccup, 1 on Terex,
15 for Brutus.
15 for Brutus. What was Tear?
Tara 17.
17. And Ruby?
12.
12. All right. Wow, that went perfect in order. Tear, you're up first as this boar is charging in your direction.
I am going to move out of its direct path. I'm going to use my movement to jump to the side, preferably to the right or wherever I can find space. And I am going to hold my action. And for that specifically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just try and bite it if I get the chance, if it comes close enough for me to be able to.
Okay. You're going to try and bite it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You've got your action held. Brutus, you're next.
Okay. How far away is this boar?
30 feet.
Okay. It's actually probably best for me not to be using my lance for this because I'll probably be right up on its butt. So I'm gonna drop my lance, draw my sword, and go ahead and take a run at this thing and take a swing. I would like to note that I am doing non-lethal damage though because this thing seems ensorcelled and Brutus's favorite animal is low-key like pigs and boars, and she doesn't want to kill one if she doesn't have to.
Oh my gosh.
So she is hitting it with like the flat of her blade if
Okay.
she does hit, which I probably don't anyway with a 10.
You just missed. No, you smack against it,
My heart's
and
not in it.
you feel that your heart isn't in it, and you know as you hit it, a little harder would have gotten it, but you have backed off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Right.
so you advanced and then smacked it with the flat of your blade.
Yep. And then I'm just there so it doesn't, charge the rest of my friends, hopefully.
Okay,
Maybe friends. Maybe friends.
Ruby, your move.
Okay. Ruby's gonna step a little from her ready and cast Firebolt at it.
Okay, make that attack.
This. Oh, that's a nat 20.
You have that
Hey.
double damage. Roast pig, anyone?
I was gonna say, anybody wants to you do double dice?
Double the dice. So roll twice as many dice.
Okay. All right, that's a 10. I rolled a 4 and a 6, so 10 damage.
And damage.
10
Excellent.
fire damage.
It is not happy about that.
Yeah, she kind of just steps up and just goes and pops it out of the, just try to get it to stop in its tracks.
Okay. Hiccup, your move.
Okay, he's looking at this like it's just another day of hunting, and he's gonna try to shoot. He's gonna try to shoot with the crossbow. Gonna go for a headshot. See if he can make it a quick. He wants to try to make it a quick kill.
Okay.
15. I can do math.
That'll hit.
Cool. Let's see here. It doesn't say on here what the damage is for a crossbow bolt.
Your
Probably a
crossbow?
D6.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it just a light crossbow?
My hand crossbow is a D6, so I assume it would be a D6 or a D8.
Are you using
It's a
your
D6.
It's a D8.
A D8.
D8
Okay.
for
I'm
light.
using D&D Beyond.
It's got it.
It should have it right next to
Do you
it.
have your crossbow equipped in your equipment? Like, did you check the boxes?
Oh, that's a thing you can do, huh?
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm sorry, folks. I've never used this before. So do I just
Oh,
check
worries.
it
Yeah,
just-
check all the
Click
boxes.
box.
for what's active? Yeah.
Yeah, and then when you go back to your
And then-
actions page, it should have those listed for whatever you have equipped.
Magic!
So we
That's-
know you hit. So go ahead and just click
Okay.
on the dice damage roll, or
Okay.
roll that on your own dice if you want. But it's a D8 plus whatever modifier.
They should have your
Plus-
modifiers next to it as well.
Okay, so that is 6.
For 6 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you dig in and you put a bolt in the side of this thing, and it doesn't like it. It's
Or is it?
yeah, it looks like it's starting to get a little winded. Anything else?
That's all I'm gonna do for now.
All right, then it is going to be its turn, and it is going to take a swing first at Brutus, who is in front of it.
Cool.
That is a nat 1. So as it tusks towards you, it doesn't quite turn around because you hit it with the flat of your blade. It doesn't quite get you. It ends up scooting you, and it misses its hit because of the pain in its side. And as it scoops you with its tusk, you spin and are given an opportunity attack.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. Still doing non-lethal damage. I'm not gonna be hurt if the rest of my companions kill it. I just don't want to be the one to do it.
Okay.
I am gonna guess that a 19 hits it. Probably, maybe.
Okay, I'm sorry. It was a 19? Yeah,
Yes.
that hits.
Okay.
God,
I would hope so.
It does.
this picks up from her.
So I do 14 damage, and also just realized that Brutus actually should have done even more damage in the part 1 because I didn't even add my ability modifier to that attack against the dummy. Anyway, so yeah. Yeah, 14.
Okay.
Non-lethal.
Okay. That hit is on sort of the same side there where the arrow is, and you just kind of smack and you deal more pain to it, and that is a hefty hit. And it
Sorry.
and it like lets out this squeal. And now it's taken its first swing. And that is all it does. It is now Terex's turn.
Hey, how damaged is this thing looking?
Oh, it looks pretty bad.
Would
Okay.
it also have triggered my attack by chance?
Yeah, your attack was held for when it... Oh, no, it was supposed to if it come near you, right?
Yes.
Because Brutus got in its way, it stayed put and just swung at
that's
her.
fair. Okay, fair. My bad. Cool. Gotcha.
Yeah, so Terex pulls the swords out of their holster, kind of tosses them up and catches, and runs up to the boar, is going to go for a stab.
Okay.
That's so cool.
Natural 20!
Let's go!
Okay,
Extra cool.
so
Yes.
boom. Double the dice.
Double those dice.
9 plus 3 is 12.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so Terex just runs up, kind of jumps, pulls the sword up, and just goes straight down, like in the back of its neck.
Okay. How much?
12 damage. Piercing.
Okay. And as you do, as you pierce it through the back of the neck, you see it as it goes down. And it is down in the field.
Just gonna, brace my legs and pull the sword back out, kind of clean it in the dirt, wipe it off.
Hiccup is going to say just out loud,
Apple on
thanks for the free snack.
And you have just put down this boar, this giant boar.
Ruby, just kind of nice stab.
Thank you. Toss the swords again after they're now clean and slide them both back into the holsters.
Getting a very good
Jeez.
stabbing at aces, honestly.
I go up and start sniffing the boar. I'm gonna try and see where, like, at least where it came from. Hopefully that can lead us to where our friends are at, if you will.
Yeah, you don't smell anything.
Okay.
You don't smell the boar. You don't smell Melanody. You don't smell anything.
Is there...
I'm gonna Sorry, go for it.
Oh, I was gonna say, is that pan flute still on the ground somewhere and the dagger?
Yep.
Want to grab the pan flute.
Sure.
I'm gonna try biting into the boar.
Yeah, you bite.
Okay. I want to check. It's
Yep.
real. Okay.
Ruby's
Oh,
like,
oh,
why did you bite it?
I'll,
I don't
I'll shrug my shoulders.
Hiccup's going to approach them and be like, so you're not going to eat that.
Oh no, I mean we're coming back to eat it. If we killed it, we have to eat it. That's how hunting works, right?
Yeah.
No.
That's how hunting works.
That's
What?
not.
Can't
We're not
disrespect it
hunting
by
a
just
boar.
leaving it
Hunting.
there.
But we're not hunting.
We're hunting the satyrs. We're not going to eat
We're not
them.
hunting the boar. We're not eating the satyrs.
We're not eating the satyrs.
Well, okay,
We're all
fine.
just like, but
No.
I'll walk over to Hiccup and like nudge him with my head, like, look at these idiots. They don't want to eat the food.
Too good to eat some good raw boar meat.
Yeah, he's like, I know, right? They're missing on a free meal.
Ruby's like, press on.
okay, but we're coming back for that boar jerky later.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't
Okay,
want to kill it, but
don't-
if it's got to be dead, I'm gonna eat
I
it.
don't care what you do after the mission, but the mission is this. Is we are pressing forward.
Before we press forward, I would also like to pick up the dagger and inspect my pan flute and my dagger in my hand, see if there's anything overtly magical or cursed about them.
So are you trying to make a check?
Yeah. If I can.
Just a regular Arcana check then?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dope.
How cursed are these bitches?
Very-
Does this count as information about Faye?
No.
Okay, that's fair. That's a 7.
Yeah, so actually I'm sorry. Yeah, it's like, what's that ability that gives you the advantage again? Read that to me.
Yeah, I get Hunter's Bane, so I get advantage to recall information about Fae fiends or undead.
Okay, yeah, no, it's no.
That's fair.
Cool. So yeah, you can tell like there's some magic stuff inscribed on the flute, and you're like, oh yeah, I mean, they use magic, so
Yeah. Yeah.
and nothing about the dagger.
Do I play it? I say, looking at the group.
Do you know how to play a pan flute?
I mean, you just blow on it, right?
Helped us
I am
before.
not a bard.
I mean, I'm not too bad.
I
Try it.
play drums and I'm not a bard.
Well, it's like blowing over a bottle, right? Just like
Oh.
just like that.
Yeah.
Okay, but if this kills me
Maybe.
instantly, I'm blaming all of you. And I'm going to
That's
haunt you
fair.
if I die.
That's fair.
Do it. Haunt me.
Okay.
I mean, I welcome the hauntings from you. Anyway,
My favorite thing is Pear can play the flute. It's just that he's a dog.
You're a dog.
One character.
So yeah, dude. Yeah.
So Terex,
You
I
guys,
am
I
so
told
glad
you.
you have a literal kazoo.
do you know how often
can't
this
even
has
be
happened me in D&D campaigns? Death kazoos. And you know what? 2 of them. You never know. You never know.
As you play
sometimes
it,
you too.
you hear the same melody in a different key play back to you from the path ahead.
Okay. Do we want to Marco Polo this?
Fuck it, sure.
Who's that?
Oh, it's yeah, I forget you guys are from the surface world. It's an Underdark thing.
Oh,
Yeah, it's actually a very problematic person. I don't know why we named the game after them. But I
mysterious.
yeah,
Oh,
he's literally he's
I would like very much.
yeah, but I would play this and we play that and we try and get near them by doing that.
So it's like copying them.
Yeah, it's like a back and forth. Call and repeat.
Ah, okay, okay,
Okay.
okay. That makes sense.
All right.
We should rename that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says. Well, if we succeed, then we can name it after Terex, and it can just be
Yeah, this is true.
Terex.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Just Terex.
It's Derek's.
One person
Tear.
yells Tear, the other person yells
Terex.
Tear.
Up.
I'm bad at games. Okay.
All right,
Nope.
so what do you do?
Play games, but okay.
Oh, why is this one bad? I'm so bad. I lost it. These shitty dollar store kazoos. I play shaving a haircut on the pan flute and see if it makes it back and move toward the thing.
And
Just
yeah,
like
you
hot
play
cross
shaving a
buns.
haircut, and they play the response.
That's so tragic. We move in that direction.
Yes, we do.
Thank you, Luis Lavas, for the 100 cheer. Thank you. You move in the direction of the sound. Yeah, and you're able to follow the tracks as well.
I'm gonna look to Tear. Do you smell anything?
I'll see if I can smell the satyrs.
You're the best
Can I-
dog.
I-
You can do it.
Would I be rolling perception
Perception.
for that?
Yep.
Okay, cool. To double check. Alrighty, cool. That is a 21.
Yeah, you smell them. You're getting a strong scent.
Arr! I'll point and start wagging my tail and walking towards that direction.
Okay.
Ah,
All right.
Perhaps a stealthier approach as we get closer. She pats Tear on the head. Good dog. Just stealthy approach as we approach them, since they obviously know we're coming anyways.
Right. Yeah.
Question: am I still going to play this so we can sort of triangulate them? Should I split from the group?
How far ahead do they sound?
You've been walking a little bit, so you would need to play again to judge that.
I can just scooch over there.
Sure.
I go 30 feet to the right.
Okay.
And I'm gonna shave in a haircut again. Do, 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 do.
And you hear a response that does not sound far up ahead.
Okay, I kind of look at them from where I am in the greenery and just kind of gesture as though I'm going to move forward from being 30 feet away.
Ruby kind of.
Yeah, we do hand signals at each
Yeah.
other. We didn't coordinate these beforehand, but we're both doing signals and assume the other person can
Understand?
Yeah,
Kind of what it is. Just
just waving our hands around.
very like basic of hand signs. Just
We're good at this.
we got
Finger
it.
forward.
All right.
Yeah.
Terex, you move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What did the rest of you do that are on the actual path?
I'm gonna kind of. Who's gonna be a little more stealthy and walk in the underbrush?
Oh,
I'm not me.
Okay.
I can
Not
try.
Brutus. Brutus,
Uh,
Terror.
I
Cat?
can do that. Yeah.
Okay, so
As long as we
Ah.
are next to each, not
Yeah.
too far away from each other,
It's
we'll have that.
just
sense.
to keep them a little further, like just a little further off the path. Have a little bit of element of surprise.
wait, was the information so they use their pan flutes to like cast illusions and stuff?
Basically,
Um,
is what we've gathered.
No, the knowledge that you know, specifically because you did get a nat 20 earlier, I believe Terex did, on specifically Mel and Odie, they charm things or frighten them.
But using their instruments as a focus.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting my stupid little trinket that I rolled for to come up in this game, but I want to be doing like a little sway as I'm walking, like a little dance walk with this music box playing. Like maybe I could just like loop it and like tie it to like just like a little cord or something so I can like move as it's going. I don't know if it will work, but the idea is that there's other music going on that will maybe disrupt their music.
Cool.
May not do anything,
Okay.
but I'm gonna try it anyway.
Sure. So yeah, you've got this. You've hung it around you, and it plays while the user is dancing.
Yes, it plays by itself as long as the person holding it is dancing from the Gothic trinket table.
Cool. So yeah, you've got that set up on you. And where are you? Are you on the path? Are you obviously probably not the one trying to do stealth?
I'm not the one trying to do stealth.
Okay, so we've got Terex to the left, 30 feet, and heading up forward. Who is still on the path and who is going into the bush?
I'll go into the bush.
Okay. You all do what now? You see the path ahead. Terex, you're moving forward, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you keep heading forward
Stealthily.
and make a stealth check.
That is a 12.
Plus 10 if you are within 30 feet.
I am not.
Oh, you went much further.
Yeah, 30 feet. I mean, like exactly 30 feet away, so probably
Okay.
something.
All right, and you said a 12?
Yep. Sure, that's enough.
Okay. And so as you approach forward, you come to another small clearing, smaller than the last one. And you see a satyr sitting on a stump in the middle of the clearing, just with their pan flute in hand, with their ear tuned to the just up, listening for any more music.
I am going to crouch and watch from a distance. I don't want to break the tree line, though, so I'm just going to see if they move or do anything or seem to acknowledge my presence. Also try and keep an eye out for a second satyr.
Okay. And the rest of you on the path, you walk up. Do you just head straight down the path, the three of you?
I'm gonna waltz up, but yes.
All right. So Brutus, as you waltz up, your music is playing, and the satyr turns and looks forward and says, "Ah, you made it. Well, looks like maybe not all of you. Did some of you? Oh no, we didn't lose some of you to the boar, did we? That would be terribly sad."
Can I go like very serious? Just be like, actually, we did. And roll a deception check and
a
try to
deception
make
check.
something.
Can I give Brutus assistance with that deception?
Just like look really sad to help me out. Like,
Yeah. I will. You've got some wounds from being hit by the deer and such. So yeah, just the look of you being a little wounded could say that it might have been a fight. So yeah, roll that with advantage. Give me that. Give me that deception check.
Okay. 12, 13. That's 18.
All right, I'm gonna give them one perception die in return. Tie goes to Roller, so good job.
Woo! Okay.
Oh my gosh.
And
Hey,
they go,
us.
oh, I thought perhaps that might have been too much, but I'm sure we could. Well, no. It's a hard job doing what we do, and you have to be willing to risk it all, otherwise you shouldn't be here. And they bring the pan flute up and they play a chord. Everyone make a charisma saving throw.
Oh no.
Everyone who can hear.
Yep. I can make that an advantage because I have advantage on throws to be charmed, I believe.
Yep.
That's an 8 for Tear.
Mine is very good. 25.
Ooh.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Can you give me some of that?
Paladins.
16.
17.
Okay.
And
Okay. So they play this and nothing seems to happen. And then they call out, it's really simple. All you have to do is break either, well, both really, that's important. Break both of these. And they show a necklace that is hanging on their chest. And there is just a small, like little wooden plank type thing hanging from it. And it looks sort of fragile, but it would require getting up close possibly to break. Or, you know, however you want. But he has said, you must break these in order to win. Both of them, though. Let us begin. Everyone, roll initiative.
Ooh-wee!
Natural 20.
hell yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
There have been so many nat 20s this game.
And a lot of
Checking it
nat
out.
ones.
And
a
I
lot
feel
of
like
nat
I'm going
ones.
to suck real badly.
Okay,
Oh,
so
there's the
natural
nat
20
one.
for who?
Okay.
Terex.
And Brutus.
Excellent.
21.
Hiccup,
13.
Pear,
That's a 4.
Oh,
I rolled a nat 2.
All right. So, Brutus and Terex, who had the highest dex?
17.
Mine is not that high. I think it's 14.
All right, then Terex, you're up first.
Okay. I see they both have necklaces on. I'm just going to bum rush them.
You only see one of them.
I see the one of them has a necklace on, and I'm going to bum rush him and just run up, and I'm gonna like attempt to hit the necklace, like if I can get it to fall off, like if I can hit the chain. Is that possible?
Yeah, go ahead and give
Okay.
that an attack roll.
That's not bad. That's a non-natural 20.
Yeah, that'll hit. Delivered damage, and you've got to break the like strength of this thing.
That's a 6.
All right, that's enough to cut the chain if you're slashing just for the chain, right?
I'm just slashing for the train. Yeah.
Yeah, so you fly out and sort of caught off guard because you passed your stealth check. They didn't see you coming from the side, and as you rush them, they turn and they jump back to avoid an attack as your blade cuts that tag off of their chain.
Yes.
As it falls, I'd like to do my bonus action to do another attack, and I'm just going to stab straight down at the necklace to destroy it. I
All right.
want to.
Go right ahead.
Natural 20.
Oh my
You don't even need to roll damage. You shatter that thing.
And
god.
I just I like to believe that I took my right sword and I just, swung across, and then my left one just straight over the head, and it just crashes down into it.
a queen.
And
Yes.
the satyr jumps back and goes,
Yes.
"Oh, didn't see that one coming." And Brutus, it is your move.
We can't see the other one yet, right?
Correct.
May it would be sort of a home rule thing, but may I hold a bonus action, or does it have to be a full action that I hold?
Actions that you hold.
Okay.
Like you can do a bonus
Uh,
action thing, but you can't do an action and then hold a bonus.
No worries. I wanted to hold an action, but the action I wanted to hold was a bonus
Oh,
action.
you can
so I
hold
just-
that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. If the other one, like if they become like visible or perceptible to me, within 30 feet, I want to cast compelled duel
Okay.
on them.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm just gonna hold that.
And so Brutus surveys the area, readying a spell. Ruby, you're up next.
I can't see the other one. What's the satyr doing now?
The satyr has jumped back and looks like it's going to play.
Can I try? I very much would like to try to pull a crossbow to the pamphlet out of his hands.
Yeah. Basically, you just got to beat his AC to hit anything on him.
Okay. Don't know what this AC is, but I will definitely give it a try here. Okay. Oh, I almost dropped my dice off the table. That's a 19.
That'll hit.
Okay.
And then deal damage.
Just gonna roll on D&D Beyond. I want to keep looking through face. Okay, so it's D8 plus 3, so that is 5.
As you shoot a bolt, you see it coming up to his hand, and your bolt shatters the top of his pan flute. And you have just now destroyed his focus.
Oh, snap.
Let's go.
But with the
Perfect.
focus. Danky with no brim.
Maybe kind of looks at Terex and gives a thumbs up for destroying it, like, good.
Anything else?
No, I'm gonna end my turn there. She's pretty satisfied with that.
Thank you.
All right, Hiccup, your move.
I'm going to hold my action with my crossbow for when I see the other one reveal himself. What I would like to do is give him a disadvantage by throwing him off with a shot. Not trying to kill him or anything, but I just want to give this guy a disadvantage of whatever it is that he wants to do. So I
Okay,
can see him.
cool.
that's
Yeah,
what I
you
would
can
like.
hold that action.
Yep.
All right. Tear, it is now your turn, and the effects of the charm that did affect you off in the bushes attack one of your teammates, your choice.
Oh, Taylor.
Oh.
Yeah, who's the closest to me currently? Would it?
So
be
Brutus and Hiccup are action ready on the path. Ruby took a shot. Then farthest would be Terex hidden. No, Terex is at the actual satyr. So there's 3 in the group, and Terex up close fighting.
Okay.
You could reach either group.
Yeah, I would go for Hiccup. Just knowing that he can handle himself.
Cool. So go and attack Hiccup.
I'm gonna go ahead and try and bite. And I'm so sorry.
I also did, friendly reminder, I got slammed by a deer 3 times. So it's just one of those days for Hiccup. My AC is currently. We'll see if you make a 14.
I think I made it.
What was it?
Yeah, I rolled a natural 17 plus 4
I'll
for
cast
21.
shield. I'm
Oh,
gonna cast shield.
For a 21, well, shield beat a 21.
Let's
His
see.
shield gives you a
With
5.
shield, it
Correct,
would be
your AC.
19. Yeah, so my AC would be 19 with shield cast.
Okay, well, he didn't finish. It was a 21. It was a 17 plus 4.
Oh, my apologies. It glitched out. I'm so
Oh, no
sorry.
problem. No
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah,
so
in that case, I'm not going to waste a spell slot for something that I know I cannot deflect. I'll just bring it. Come at me, bro.
All right, deliver that bite.
also I would need a strength saving throw to see if you're knocked prone.
Oh,
Sorry.
jeez. Gosh.
Okay, I rolled a 1 on the die at least for the bite, so that's 2 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Well, strength saving throw, that's a 5.
The DC was 11, so you're knocked prone as I jump on you and bite you.
So your readied action is now dropped as a dog bites you down onto the ground, and you recognize your friend's tearing into you.
Oh, no.
All right, that ends all of your turns. Now there is a sound from off in the woods. You hear a flute. Now, Brutus, roll a perception check here. Or I guess everybody. Give me Terex, Ruby, and Brutus. Give me a perception check.
Perception? Okay.
Perception.
18.
17.
19.
All three of you look in the proper direction at once, and you see Mel, having made themselves apparent, plays the flute to be within range now, and I need a charisma saving throw.
How close is Mel?
I swear I'm rolling my dice and I'm not cheating, but it's another nat 20 and it's a different die.
Let's go.
That's so good.
Let's go.
I promise.
How close is Mel here?
Mel would be about 60 feet
Okay,
and up a tree.
got it.
That punk.
15.
All right. So we had a 20, a 15, and what was yours, Brutus?
Sorry, what kind of save was it?
Charisma save.
Okay, then that's a 22.
All right. You all feel the wave of music wash over you, but nothing happens. And then it is Odie's turn, who with a broken flute drops their pan flute, and instead reaches for their short sword and takes a swing at Terex in front of them, and does a 5 hit. No, it doesn't.
No.
And they swing, and they do not succeed. Brings us to Terex's turn.
Okay, I'm just gonna completely ignore them and make a beeline for Mel, I think is the other one. That was Otis,
Yep.
right? Yeah,
That was Odie, yeah.
Odie. Yeah, I'm going to run straight for Mel.
Okay. They will take an opportunity swing at you as you run past them.
Yeah.
And that is an 18 to hit.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Okay. That is 5 points of damage.
Not great, but not awful. Okay, so I run up to Mal. Is it a similar situation? There's a necklace I need to destroy?
Yep.
He's up the tree, though.
You can see it on him, but he's up a tree.
Up a tree?
Yeah. So he's range about 20 feet up.
Oh. I am going to try shooting a crossbow straight at the necklace.
Okay.
Okay, 9.
That will miss.
Yeah. I assume I go straight up to hit it, and like looking straight up at the sky, and it's bright, so I just kind of
Shoot and
Yeah.
miss. Yeah. Okay. Is anything else?
not right here now.
All right, Brutus, your move.
Okay. I would like to. Right. I feel like Terex dealt with the last necklace pretty freaking well. So I'm actually going to cast instead my compelled duel on Odie rather than Mel. So that is a wisdom save. My DC is 14. Level 3.
Does not. That's a nat 1.
Okay. So basically, he will just have disadvantage on attack rolls against anybody other than me, and he has to make a wisdom saving throw each time he attempts to move to a space that's more than 30 feet away from me.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna get up in his face with my sword, and I'm actually gonna take the dodge action. I don't attack him. I'm just blocking him from getting to Terex.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. That brings
Juke 'em
us
out.
to Ruby.
Hey, I'm gonna use a first level spell slot and send magic missile up at the one in the tree.
All right,
Nice.
those hit right away. Where are you hitting?
I'm gonna aim for his chest for the necklaces. If I hit him, I hit him.
Okay. But yeah, you hit. So roll damage.
4, 6, 1, so 7.
So you send your 3 magic missiles, and they collide into his chest. 1, 2, 3 after the other. And it knocks him back, and he goes to fall and catches himself, landing on the ground with grace, and then stands up and goes to attack, but looks down at the shattered remains of the token
Hell yeah!
hanging on his chest.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Freaking go!
I guess they got us. And at this, Mel in the group right there next to where they got attacked turns and goes, "Already? Huh. I thought we'd charm them a bit more. But hey, a win's a win. Excellent job. And you lied to us. Yeah, you lied to us. You said you lost some of them."
Did we?
Brutus kind of like blushes and like shrugs a little bit, like, yeah.
Weird.
And Odie says, "I have an overwhelming urge to fight you."
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll drop the compel tool.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, no, it is concentration. I was gonna say, is it not concentration?
It's concentration.
No, it is.
Well, I don't
yeah,
feel like I need to
dropped
fight you anymore. And Mel yells, "But I still want to."
that.
No, you've done it. You've won. Excellent job. Wonderful.
I'm going to whine a little louder as my teeth are still in hiccup. Like,
And you feel the
If you-
charm drop.
Or-
You feel the charm in your mind drop as one of them is like, "Oh, sorry about that." And you are no longer charmed. They have dropped it.
Hiccup's gonna sit up going, no, you're not. You're not sorry.
Well, not really. You lied. So no, we're not sorry. No, not sorry at all. Well, I can't wait to get back and let them know about this. You guys did wonderful. So the board didn't give you too much trouble, obviously. We'll have to throw something better at the next group. Yes, I love this training. And yes, it is time, I believe, to take you back. We can get you rested up, taken care of. Yes, taken care of. Absolutely. We'll get you all healed up. Let us go. Now, wait. Which one of us lost first? Well, technically, they broke yours first, Mel. Oh, and I have to go tell them we lost. And they say to follow us. So do you follow them?
Yeah, as I
Yeah.
smack my lips and lick away the last bits of blood, if any, I'll transform back to regular tear form and keep walking with everybody. But yeah.
Excellent. And as you all start walking, you're heading down the path, and you see the boar that you had left, and they said, "Oh, well, we'll send someone to collect that and bring it back. Hate to waste a boar. Yes, hate to waste a boar.
No
Exactly.
meat should be wasted.
That's what my
Period.
family
Oh my
always
God.
says. Hate to waste a boar.
Hate to waste a boar, but bored to hate a waste, right?"
That doesn't.
What?
Does that make
I don't
sense? And
get-
I just
I don't
don't know
get
it.
it.
And the two of them just
Me
laugh at
neither.
each other as these kooky satyrs just keep walking. And then they stop
Mm-hmm.
and they look around. Mel, do you hear that? Yes, Odie. Where's it coming from? The alarm is no, but Mel, where? Which one? I'm thinking. And each of you hears a little buzzing. Ruby specifically, you hear a sound in your head. Roll a perception check with advantage. Actually, you know what? No, you don't even need to roll for this. You recognize this is the alarm of intruders. This is the clan of Cauldareen. We're under attack.
Ruby
And
immediately perks up, just kind of listening to it as closely as she can.
I think
And
it's dinner.
something speaks into your mind. Attack! Attack! Under! And that's all you hear. Everyone, perception check.
Oh god.
I
Oh
was
god.
asked, does Ruby recognize that voice?
I should have stayed in dog
Yes,
form.
she is.
No, Ruby does not recognize. It's just the
Just like
right,
an
yeah.
augment. Okay, that's a 19 for her. She rolled an 18 plus 1.
Okay.
That is a 12 for Hiccup.
14 for Terex.
Natural 1.
Okay.
Nice. I rolled a nat 2, but that makes an
Oh.
8 for me.
Okay.
That makes up for all of our nat 20s earlier.
Yeah.
So Tara and Brutus, you are looking at the boar, talking about how you don't want to waste any meat. And the other three, as well as Mel and Odie, spin around as this presence arrives. And you see stepping out of the fog above the treetops what shouldn't be possible with the fog that leads you away. 2 storm giants walk out of the forest, and you hear an explosion inside the clan of Cauldareen, and you look back for a split second and you can see fire, and you see a lightning strike in the center of the clan of Cauldareen. What do you do?
Well, first, Ruby is going to look at the two that aren't paying attention and kind of like yell at them to get
Is
their
it dinner
attention.
time?
No,
Thank you.
look. And there's just pure panic. Just, this should not be possible. They should not be here. And then looks to the sailors. What do we do?
Hiccup's gonna fucking rush for it.
Same for Brutus, honestly.
just gonna-
Draw the sword
he's like, no.
once we're made aware.
Yep.
Or the storm giants?
No,
Or the clan?
to help the clan, like help
Okay.
guide you. Oh hell no!
Ruby,
Please,
Ruby,
Oh.
as you call out,
Yes, for the storm giants.
as you call out to them to look, I need you to make a dex save.
Oh, that's not great.
Oh no.
That's a 5.
Oh no.
And a storm giant hearing you, it turns its head and with a flick of its wrist hurls a lightning bolt at you. Take 54 lightning damage.
What?
Instantly
What,
down.
what?
And let me double check that. Hold on. You said, hold on. Hold on. You said how much?
54.
54?
Is that dead?
Hold on. Because it's doubled, right? Is
Mhm.
that if I'm dead? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Ruby, death.
yep.
Terex, what do? You saw this.
I am going to scoop up Ruby and just dart away from the storm giants.
Does a 33 hit?
No, a 33 doesn't hit.
Shield,
Shield, shield, shield.
How many shields does it take?
A lot.
Please take
Be a great time to be half orc.
points of damage.
How many?
56 points of damage as a rock is hurled in your direction by the other one who saw the lightning bolt its companion through, and it just launches a boulder at you for 56 points of damage.
Terex is dead.
Terex is crushed and dies holding Ruby.
Oh.
Hiccup, you are running. You do not see this. Tear, what were you doing? As you got called to, Brutus and Tear, you turned around and you watched as Ruby called to you and then was struck down by a lightning bolt. Then Terex picked them up and a boulder crushes them. What do? Tear first.
I start running towards them, and as I do, I move my stars again, and I shift this time into the form of a giant lizard, and I start running towards the giants as well.
Okay. And so you are advancing against the giants.
Mm-hmm.
And Mel yells out, "No, don't!" And Mel takes a lightning bolt and dies. Odie calls out, "Get cover!" And Odie runs into the forest and begins playing as loudly as they can, and you can hear boars just being brought to his whim as he is calling for everything that he can to come alive, to come to their aid. Another explosion happens in the middle of town. Another lightning bolt and another rock are hurled from somewhere else, and you just hear them crash. Brutus, what do you do?
So I saw them get crushed. I'm going to take it's Odie who is still alive.
Odie is alive and has run into the forest to try and have some form of cover.
I'll take Odie's advice and try to run into some cover. As I'm doing that, I'm going to use my dreadful aspect. Brutus's eyes go from like the sort of reddish brown to sort of this molten lava kind of orangey red, and she's going to attempt to make the giants afraid. They have to make a wisdom saving throw beating a DC 14.
All right. They both pass.
Okay. And then she will follow Odie into cover and see what the strategy is.
Excellent. We have a lizard advancing on them, though, correct, Tear?
Yeah.
All right. What are you doing?
I'm going to shit. As I'll start advancing at them and looking back at my friends, seeing where they're at, I'm gonna try and uh, mm, break away from the rest of the group, just so at least there is a bit of a distraction from the others. Um, yeah, I'm gonna keep advancing at them as much as I can, and I don't have any ranged attacks, so I'm gonna try and get right on them if I can make it to their feet and try and bite them.
Yeah, absolutely. Make that attack.
Okay,
Bring
well,
it, baby.
what? It's fine. We're making it. We're
God.
making it. That is a natural 20, baby.
Yeah, you know that
Oh,
hit.
Nice.
At least that. And that is going to be let's see, my D8. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Hit me, baby. Fuck. Shit. That's a 5 plus 2 for 7 points of piercing damage. That's all I got.
Okay. And as you bite it, this giant looks down at you, and its eyes glow, and a lightning bolt from above strikes down at you.
I really like Tear.
Please take 76 points of lightning damage.
Okay, so as that hits, the lightning arches through my lizard form, and it's enough energy to shock me back into my regular form, and even then I fall down to the ground, not unconscious but dead.
And the other giant looks over. Hiccup, you are presently standing where? Or no, sorry, Hiccup was...
He was taking off to
Yeah,
see if he
Hiccup's...
can help the town. While he's running, he's thinking to himself, I do not. They say I have it in me, but I don't fucking got it in me. I really wish I could have some more power some fucking how or to stop this.
Roll on the magic surge table.
Oh god. Okay. Let's see. Where is it? There it is. Okay. If it's all zeros, that's 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What the fuck does 100 do? 1 second.
It revives
I
the
regain
party.
all of my expended sorcery points, but I never spent any, but I get all my sorcery points back if I ever spent it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yup.
So you feel a surge of energy as you get afraid and think, if only I had more power, and you feel that power well up inside of you. Make a dexterity save as you're running back towards base.
Okay, dexterity save. What's my modifier on that? That's +1. Okay. 12.
Please take. 59 points of lightning damage.
I'm dead.
Brutus, you are the last one running with Odie. As you're running, Odie is playing and playing and playing and summoning things, and you see boars and all sorts of things running in the direction that they were summoned as Odie tries to put up some form of barrier. And he turns and says, "You've got to get back. You've got to get out of here. I'll try and hold them off as much as I can."
Brutus will give the salute, because she knows that you can't win. You're dead. And she will try to run smart, staying undercover best as she can. I think her thought would be probably to what you said we're kind of in mountains, right?
Mhm.
Her plan would be to try to head deeper into the mountains, regroup, figure out how to come back.
Okay.
And then it kind of depends on what happens with Odie here.
So you give the salute and Odie nods. And then Odie runs and jumps atop a boar that rushes by, grabbing it by the tusk as he hurls himself up and begins playing the most complex, complicated songs he can as charging straight at these giants. And you see one of them shake its head and begin swinging its sword at the other. And the two are now combat. They're locked in combat, and Odie is riding in. And you see the one that looks down that is in combat, struggling with the other storm giant, acknowledging this sound, and pulls its sword, accepting a hit from its counterpart in order to allow itself to swing a greatsword down and hack straight through Odie, crushing it and the boar. You are on your way out of the mountain, yes?
Yeah. That's the plan right now.
And you are running, and you are running, and you can feel Oliver in your mind. And you can feel the question of, why are we afraid? Why are we afraid? What is so scary? What is happening? And you make your way through the forest after what seems like a while, and you come out to the edge of the cliff that would lead you down the mountain that Cauldareen sits at. And as you look down over the edge, you see giants of all type climbing the mountain. And as you recognize that, you look up and a boulder has been hurled your direction.
When it hits me, I want to do Hellish Rebuke.
Does a 29 hit?
Oh, it fucking does. And I know it's not going to do anything, but Brutus is like, well, at least. And so she sees the boulder heading towards her, and she just like gets her Hellish Rebuke ready. So at least there's that 2d10 fire damage.
Please take 49 points.
Back.
Please take 49 points of damage.
Okay. That actually didn't kill her outright, but I assume being under a boulder ultimately kills her.
And as it collides with you and your Hellish Rebuke shoots off, all 5 of you gasp for air as you are still holding onto the staff. And you see the light Genasi go, my friends! Wow! You really, really went at it! And that's where we'll end today.
Oh my god. Or so.
I cried real tears.
I know we were joking about all of us having a TPK the first episode, but we were joking.
I was like, oh my god, is it really Groundhog's Day?
The whole campaign is just us playing the same day over and over, seeing if we can win.
Stan is also losing it right now. Oh my god.
And we talked about that episode. I'll do it next time. I just wrote mother. Yeah. I'm gonna make a note to remind myself what I want to do for next time.
Do it.
Yeah. For for the 100, Luis Lavas. Thank you for that. Chat, you guys have been amazing. I saw y'all yelling at me, and I just had to keep a straight face. I had to keep a straight face. Yeah, players, how y'all doing?
I am
How you doing?
Pretty
Me,
freaking good.
Thanks. How you doing?
me
Carissa?
personally, I'm good. Hiccup, however, might start going on a personal power quest.
So yeah, I'm doing good. Ivy, thank you for
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah, I'm glad you're doing good. Staying hydrated. You know,
I had
Stay
to hydrate
hydrated.
now because I lost all of my hydration in tears.
seriously, saying that Tara was crying real tears.
And I think that Moose and I definitely though deserve some sort of prize because now in just one long session, we both got all the first nat ones. We both got knocked
I
unconscious first,
know.
and then we died. I mean, everybody
Wow.
died.
You were
D&D
like,
speedrun.
You were like, let's cover D&D in one session. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
So that will be episode 2 of the podcast, but it is our first night of streaming. Chat, I hope you guys enjoyed the introduction to the Cauldareen Chronicles. I tried to pull out all the stops for you. I wanted to make sure we were vibing. Let us know how you liked the music. Let us know how you like everything here. Shout out to the Torpid Network and Sunset Brews, who you see in the chat, is handling all
Yeah.
for us, built this overlay, got these characters drawn for us, the smoke behind, the chat, everything. You guys are fantastic. So thank you so much, Sunset. Make sure you guys follow Sunset's Brew and the Torpid Network. So check them out. Sunsets, please make sure that your stuff is in the chat so they can just instantly jump over and follow. But you can also see the TGN symbol on the screen. Yeah, what else do we got here? You've been watching the Lark Gaming and Mischief Network. It's a fantastic network with some amazing people. We're going to be doing some great stuff. And I guess now is the time to announce the partnership with Amelia Sum and the Super Goat,
Yeah.
who are coming on board in order to help run things around the Lark Network. We're going to have a couple of new shows hitting the network. This is one of them, which I DM. There's going to be another show happening on Saturdays, starting this Saturday. Moose, you want to tell them about it?
Yes, we are going to be bringing Super Splash of Color over here. This is a show centered around bringing a space for POC creators to be able to play D&D and to stream their games. We're going to also be bringing in a flair. So if you want to know more about these creators who are going to be coming in, we're going to be interviewing them. So this upcoming Saturday, we're going to have an interview with one of the creators, and for the next 2 Saturdays as well. All of that culminating in a one-shot that I will be DMing. It's going to be a fun hoot and a half.
Yeah, it's going to be super cool.
Yeah.
That interview is going to be real special, guys, because we're going to, Moose is going to be turning people into a character sheet. Not the characters they're going to be using, but like if you as a person were a character sheet, what would be on it? So it's going to be super fun to see what happens, and we're going to build some cool stuff into it so that you can interact with them. So be here on Saturday. What time again, Moose?
That will be at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard, 2 p.m. Central. If you guys are in Central like me, make sure to check that out. And then we'll have another show that we'll be announcing, I believe, in the new year. Amelia, do you want to tell them a little bit about the plans on that?
Yeah, so we are launching a show that will be on Tuesdays called Atypical Table. And the plan is we will host different campaigns every month. There will be 4 episodes, very discreet. And this gives different streamers and people who maybe don't want to commit to a full-time campaign, maybe want to test run something, or just want to try out something that's a little bit shorter form than a long commitment. We will host them on our network, and it'll be great. So we will have every month, it'll be a different group of people. It will be a different setting, maybe a different system. It might not be D&D 5e. It might be D&D 5e. Who knows? You'll find out in the new year.
So that means you have to watch.
You do have to watch.
Yeah.
And if you're interested in that, you should hit me up, or we will have, as we move closer, we will have more formalized ways of playing.
Yes, we'll be doing some really cool stuff. So this is the Lark Network. Please come check us out. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow. You guys kept us chilling around 50 or 40, throughout the whole stream, and I really appreciate that. And yeah, we'll be back to this in 2 weeks. So mark your calendars for December 23rd. We will be here December 23rd, the day before Christmas. So Christmas Eve. Yeah, Christmas
Eve.
2.
It
Electric
evolves
Our
Boogaloo.
next
into.
session is going to be a Christmas themed episode.
I was trying to come up with a good like Eevee evolution joke, and I didn't have one.
Yeah.
We can have a Christmas episode in the way Die Hard is a Christmas movie, where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is just what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
And on that nonsense, I think we are gonna head on out. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you
Thank you.
all.